think I'd be pretty annoyed in the V where there's nothing in front. Oh God!
Oh my God!
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
Wow, the rest of us flinched in our seats.
It's literally everyone ducks in the room.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And so I have something for you. It's
Well, now
a
I know the other one.
1987 Toyota Land Cruiser FT60.
Hell yeah.
And it is stacked up against a 2011 Benz G55.
We're gonna make this quick.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
There goes my.
Oh, you can't
my
pay
streak
for that
of
kind of
bad
entertainment. Oh, yes, you can. I guess
There's
that's exactly
more.
what you
We're
can
not
pay
done
for.
yet.
What happened? There's no one behind me for some reason.
All right. This.
XRs.
Back me up here. Thank you.
2001 Honda XR.
The worst KTM 690.
650R.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, Tyler. Sorry, Tyler.
Apparently, I'm hanging out with KTM and Ducati nerds tonight. He's gonna get towed through the straight, but will it lead to an attacking position?
Don't flinch.
They're gonna stay flat through it. Oh! I saw a lift. I saw a lift. Aggressive. Oh, I like it. The car that made Porsche so angry that they willed the GT3 Touring Edition into existence just to with people like this guy that's selling this car. Here it goes.
Oh. Okay. Good enough.
Respectable. Oh, but
Oh,
then...
Somebody straightened me out after that.
Ooh, bonk.
Oh.
Bonk.
What am I riding on?
little drama. Well, that brings us to the end of the cold open race, and we are not actually even going to bother looking at the results because at the end of the... I'm sorry. Hold on. Did you win, Mr. Goat? Okay.
Nobody actually knows.
Fair, yeah.
On your left.
That's a pass.
Oh my God! He pulls through it. What heroism! It's not a man; he's a monster.
Not the way I intended to do that one, but it worked.
And I agree with you. I agree with you.
I feel like it has to be the luggage.
All right. Well, let's see if you were right. Of course, it's not the luggage.
You tricked me.
It's a Testarossa. How is this a trick? It's not a trick.
Derek, you were just locking up like crazy.
I am not clearing your meatball if you get meatballed.
Yeah, that's how I got this car.
Yeah, there is an incident
Note
right
on
there.
Conan's telemetry that he never actually hit the brake. I have never seen him once attempt to avoid a collision.
So what I was gonna...
Tonight on Tonight We Race, we do something slightly different. Let's show you.
Alrighty, so 6 right.
Cut. And 4 plus left.
I think for the most part, I'm going to try to just not talk over.
Opens.
I've never seen this done live before.
Plus right over crest. And left into.
Yes.
4 plus right.
So Richo, Healey, and Michelle Miller are doing their
Rightish or
Reco run up Mount Washington right now.
Oh, we didn't actually pull the Discord audio over into here. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, that's important.
righty 4 short.
And lefty 3 short.
There we
There
go.
we go.
That makes
Okay.
much more sense.
And right 4 tightens.
So now you'll hear them doing their Reco run where they're talking about rally notes.
We are squished down here into the bottom tonight as Richo, Healey, and Michelle Miller make a live, blind, never before attempted climb up Mount Washington in the absolutely ghastly WRX STI by Vermont's sports car. Split car.
What the
It's
fuck?
tough.
Right 5. Then Titans 3 minus.
You think being national champions, they drive a little faster?
Mid jump maybe.
We were told before we lined this up that they would attempt the recce run at about 35 miles an hour. As you can see,
Left 3 darn.
Richo is feeling out the course,
Right over kick.
and Michelle is taking the course notes that she will apply during the flying climb
Pass, run,
up the hill,
attempt,
which you will obviously see later in the show.
which will hopefully have not a ton of flying time in it,
5.
unless something's gone horribly wrong.
Left into.
Ah,
I would love it if you did not destroy the broadcast desk.
I've impacted the desk. That's on me.
Bad kick.
Oh,
Titans 3 minus.
my favorite compound ride.
Opens long.
Discord audio is still not audible, really.
Oh no.
Right over 70.
We didn't put it on this one either. Look at that. Thank you for catching that.
Left 4. Then Titans 3.
How about now?
All good? Now have Discord
and
audio?
Opens 5.
I mean, I'm seeing the green line going up, so if that didn't do it, then I quit.
Ooh, the line goes up.
Right 3.
Am I allowed to
plus.
quit?
I don't think so.
30.
This is your thing. I mean,
Right 3.
sure.
Titans.
Oh,
But
can I
someone
have,
else will do
can I have
this.
2 clicks, please? One for each scene
Oh,
we did not correctly program.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you. 14.
And the count goes up. We're at 14.
100. Crest. 50.
What's a season without production fuck ups?
Left
Yeah.
3
Not,
opens.
not a season at TWR.
So,
Titans long.
if you did not catch it, there is a
right
5-minute
into
teaser video
left 3
up
minus,
on the
30.
YouTube channel of me attempting this
Right 3
at
Titans.
race pace.
and left 3 plus
You're,
don't.
you're being
Hold
you're being given
and
shit, man. There's
right 3
a
plus
5-minute teaser video of
darts.
me attempting this at race
Open
pace,
max.
which I recorded 2
Long.
days ago, and
Kick
I-
into
I am feeling viscerally
left 3
what
short
he is doing right now.
and right 4 short cut.
Yeah, Mount Washington Hill Climb is
Opens.
very much a don't fuck up sort of track. It's very high
Titans 3
consequence.
plus don't.
High consequence. You will note the utter lack of
Left 3
guardrails
plus.
anywhere
30.
on the road.
Left 3 plus.
And in fact,
Left
when
over
you get a little bit
70.
higher on the mountain, it's more or
Right
less like they just
5.
kind of spray painted the asphalt on,
Yeah.
on the way up
Yeah.
with like a 1-foot buffer.
And at a certain point in time, they
Titans 4
just
plus.
stopped making asphalt
Into
and just gave up.
Do you think we should have offered them some sort of lighting so they could write?
hug left 3 plus.
Seems to be doing fine.
Pinches. Right over distance.
Never should have given you that clicker.
No, I go mad with power.
Bullet 300.
Space Bunny's like
Getting off the screen
Left
for a moment.
5. Hug.
This is morning on Mount Washington
Rouse
at
up.
1 times time acceleration,
4.
which makes this section
Into
a
right
dark,
5
spooky
opens.
drive.
Titans 4 big
Don't
darts.
hit those tires.
It's interesting because it's a
And-
little bit like the view into the thing you never really
Going
get to
full
see,
plus
right?
right.
There's obviously a huge amount of preparation
And
practice
left
that goes
3
into
plus
actually
over
doing
bad
a rally
kick.
stage.
Put a hug on that.
But it's kind of like Dakar. Like nobody ever talks about like learning the pace notes for a rally or like how that works.
Left
Like the thing that
5
you go to
plus.
see when you go to see
Yeah,
a rally,
very
like
long.
that's such a small
Over
fraction
rounds.
of what the drivers have to do.
Right, and that's part of the thing that makes rally like
Inches over crest.
you know, it's like it's a cerebral sort of
And
racing
right
where you
4
have this
plus,
layer of
push,
abstraction that you have to
puzzle
be
solving.
focused on.
Over
Yeah, it's
50,
high-speed puzzle solving with
Titans
extreme
5
consequences.
It's not just puzzle solving because first you have to correctly identify the nature of the
Bullshit.
puzzle,
right,
Left
right.
and then
Minus
write yourself the hint
Titans.
book,
Yeah.
Long.
and
Yeah.
then follow the
Then
hint book at
Titans
speed.
3
Yes.
plus.
Yes, exactly. Or pay the
Very
sometimes
long.
very serious consequences of fucking up.
Opens.
This
into
question has
crest.
been asked 4
And
times tonight in
left
other
4
contexts,
plus.
so I will just pre-answer it here. Because
Over jump,
iRacing
maybe.
does not
Then-
transmit physics in its network telemetry to other cars,
Tightness 2+,
while
caution
Richo
on that.
is receiving
Sudden.
the full benefit of our haptic
Right
actuated
1
pods.
plus
Michelle's pod
Opens.
is pretty
into max
well.
jump.
It's not moving. It's
And-
a block of aluminum.
Right 5 minus.
So it's a good thing that
30.
nobody suffers from motion sickness in this room.
Left 3. And righty 5 cut. Into. Left 4 tightens. Hold. And. Right 5 plus. Over 100. Tightens 4 short. Left over 100. Caution. Set brow into
What's
4 minus right. Put a review in on that. Into 3 plus left onto gravel.
Gravel's a very generous thing to call that.
70. Brow 30. 5 right over kick. And 4 plus left.
Don't sink.
50.
There is
5
a
righty
compound right up here that I
And-
absolutely hate because each of the
Left over
individual kinks
120.
to the right are little blind crests,
Yep.
which you will see from both of their viewpoints.
And when you're really
put a
on
review
it,
on that. I
it's
think
kind
there
of
was a 5 right
it makes
short,
you
5
feel
left
like a
short in
hero
there
when you get it
somewhere.
right, and when you
This is
don't
the
get
5
it
plus
right, it
right.
hurls you off the side of
Hold.
the mountain.
The good news is that you won't be alive long enough
Yeah.
to really think
Yes.
about your situation.
Sudden right 4 minus.
Very true.
30. Right 5 tightens 4 over jump. And left lefty 4 and right 3 plus long tightens 3 minus onto tarmac. 4 plus left.
It's
Set.
just so interesting
5
watching them
plus
work
left.
together.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Over
this
brow.
before.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking.
50.
Like I want to
5 left.
I have many thoughts running through my
Hug.
head, but most of what I
Opens.
want to do is just shut up and listen and observe.
Like I feel like I'm
4 plus.
witnessing something beautiful.
Yeah.
Right into 5 lefty. 50. Caution. 5 plus left over crest. And 3 plus left. Hold. 30.
The other thing that's
3
not
plus
coming
right.
through here is what an
And 3
absolutely
plus left.
beastly car
Push.
that Subaru is.
Mid.
Yeah, of course. During
Right into.
the
5
recce run
plus
here,
left.
it's very tamped down.
And
To
4 plus
just
right.
casually Sunday
Clip
drive it up the
over
mountain.
ground.
Yeah,
is
you
pretty
can
funny.
you
And
can
right
see on the
into
throttle chart there.
4 minus left
Richo's
hug.
giving it maybe 20% throttle, just kind of hanging out as they make their
Left
notes.
over 150.
And this section of the road is like nothing short of heroic when you're at race pace.
3 plus
the car
right,
bouncing
hug.
all over the place and catching air on every
And
other
3
bump.
lefty.
The left hairpin up
plus
here is an
right.
uphill with a camber change, and I want to hear what he
Into
says
4
about
plus
it.
left. Opens max. Long. Then tightens 1 plus left. Maybe ditch that max.
Day ender.
30. 3 plus right.
Call the helicopter.
And 4 left clip. 30. 3 right tightens. Opens over brow.
What you can't hear
Tightens
is
4.
the entirety of the show staff for the season are over in the green room, and we're getting their reactions
over
through the door,
250.
which is pretty great.
Right 3 plus. Opens over 70. Hinges 4 plus right clip.
It strikes me that
And
this is a
Late.
completely different
3
track
plus left.
at recce pace. Like
Yeah.
it's
And
so there's a
tightens
layer
3,
of
put a
abstraction
caution
here
on
that
that.
Michelle's doing where she's like Richo and
Lefty
Michelle are
5
translating these
short.
notes to race pace
Righty.
speed, and that's like, you're driving the track at
Left over 70.
1/10 of what they'll be doing
Right 5
basically,
plus.
and making notes for high speed.
Left 5 plus.
So there's that
long
additional layer of
hold.
abstraction of like, oh, I'm going to be going flat out through here.
Pinches
So that's
and
like, I couldn't do it.
tightens 3.
They are approaching the visitor center
Opens over 50. Tightens 3 plus.
with no incident whatsoever.
Left over max brow. And right 4 plus. Opens. Tightens 4 over finish.
Okay.
And there's
50.
Flag Guy.
And so we've established that
Max
Richo
press.
can safely
did it.
drive
We did
a
it.
car up a hill at
Congratulations, you did a 35-mile-an-hour climb up Mount Washington.
That was hectic.
How-
Sorry, I drove really
That was
fast.
amazing.
Because I'm not used to not
10
getting yelled
minutes.
at.
No, it's great. So that was obviously our
Sorry, I
replacement.
heard you writing over the mic, and I was like, "That's bad. That's not great."
So all you have to do is cut 4.5 minutes off of that
Yeah,
to hit the time.
There you go.
pretty doable.
That seems
So
reasonable. Yeah.
that was actually the cold open race. So we're actually ahead of schedule tonight. So hey, welcome to the show. Tonight we race. Welcome to Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory, where we are here to bring you aspects of simulated motorsport that you may not have convenient access to, or indeed know that it's happening at all. This, for instance, this whole thing here, not a world that I was really even aware of
Right.
until about a week ago.
Tonight our show is legitimized by actual talent.
People who know what they're doing. I'm gonna go flash the signal fires over in the green room here.
Yeah.
We've got a full show for you tonight. First of all, another round of applause for Richo and Michelle, who we're going to send off into the shadow world. They will be on the show between feature races 1 and 2, where they will do their full flyer up Mount Washington at race pace, and then we will sit for a nice, fun interview, and we will just go off script for the entire thing. We're going to cycle everybody. We're going to cycle everybody into their pods and get the race running. Let's go through the deck here.
Yeah.
I think we've got some stuff. How you doing, buddy? You okay? Is it good?
That was really stressful.
Very stressful. Having a passenger for recce is stressful. Having an internet worth of
Having a couple of passengers.
yeah. It also took me a while to find the speedo, so I did like 50 for the first little while. I heard Michelle riding on the mic, and I was like, "Oh, there it is."
So once again, Richo, Healey, and Michelle Miller, the American Rally Association 2024 national champions in the limited two-wheel drive category, and we will talk about what that actually means here in just a sec. You just saw them climb up Mount Washington. What do we know about Mount Washington, if anything?
Well, we know it's a hell of a hill climb for
I
one.
feel like it's something like the oldest road up a mountain in America. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the highest peak in the northeastern United States and the 6th highest mountain in all of North America, according to my notes here.
That section is a 7-mile section, and the average is about an 11% grade.
Yeah,
The best of my knowledge, there hasn't been an actual motorsport climb up the mountain in, I want to say, 4 years. 5 years. It's been a while since they run it, but I believe they're doing maintenance on it, and it will be a thing again.
Yeah, and which is, another glorious thing that sim racing allows you to do is to drive a heroic, legendary road like that at race pace with 0 consequences.
And to be clear, we're not set up for rally here. That's just not something we kind of built the lab out for, and so we had to do a bunch of retrofits to Richo's pod to make it a bit more appropriate to drive in that fashion. He's currently fit for sequential. He's currently fit for handbrake, so that he can travel in the beastly WRX STI by Vermont Sports Car. Did we break it? Are we just getting him into the session? Cool.
Yeah, we made some changes to the overall display for Michelle and Spectator, so I just wanted to make sure he was aware and could get himself set back up for race.
So this car is in iRacing kind of as a counterpart to the VW rally car. It is a 600 foot-pound torque all-wheel drive machine, a rally supercar for all intents and purposes. And while everything is fully adjustable within the chassis and the gearbox, which is a really, really cool thing in iRacing, what you saw there was effectively the bone stock configuration as configured by Vermont Sports Car coming out there. And so we did give Richo some time in the car on other tracks, not Mount Washington, before we went live tonight.
Right, and it's worth saying that car in these sim rigs is one of the best sim experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, it is everything you hope a full motion rig with a 20 Newton meter wheel.
This is
and
the car
everything
that sells
is.
haptics.
Absolutely.
This car sells haptics.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's the entire rig is oscillating and jostling around in the most incredibly satisfying way. And to back it all up, it's all-wheel drive means it just pulls it is so much fucking fun to drive in these sim rigs. So come on out and give it a shot.
Worth pointing out that Richo is in fact a rear-wheel drive rally driver, not an all-wheel drive. So this was a bit of a different thing. We've got a little bit of news tonight because this was so funny I could not do this. So yes, it's F1 news. I apologize.
Tonight on the
At the
news.
Suzuka Grand Prix, Jack Doohan kind of ate it let me get us out of the corner there. Kind of ate it. And the way that he ate it on turn 2 is interesting because, like, these cars have DRS, right? Like all the arrow kind of folds out of the way so they can gauge some speed. And in simulation, in the sim, he had discovered that turn 1 is effectively doable, like with no lift whatsoever in their configuration. And so they had practiced not re-engaging DRS in the sim, and they decided that, like, the team decided that was actually the faster way around the track.
Yeah, and you know, it comes to mind that this isn't the first, like, sim racing to real world, like, system or, you know, like, technique that we saw somebody bring into motorsport, right? The other very famous example of this is, and I don't actually know the racer because I didn't think about this until just now. I should have prepared this in the show notes. Is, of course, in NASCAR, when this happened a couple of years ago, like 1 or 2 years ago, when coming around onto the start finish for the final time, a gentleman in like 30th place just didn't brake for the corner and just slingshot his car all the way around the wall around the final corner, like we all used to do in like Gran Turismo while we were growing up.
So what we can say about this news is that legitimately sim racing is destroying Formula One.
Yeah, well,
and that's the news for tonight.
But also, it's Formula One, so this is the most exciting news that's come out of it in weeks. So arguably, sim racing is making motorsports better still.
Also, give me a click for forgetting to unmute the remotes.
Yeah.
The drivers tonight in our TCR League: Potato Lobster in Pod 1, followed by Space Punies in Pod 2, Heroic and Stoic. Pod 3, Duffy returning from Season 1, and in Pod 4, Conan, who, as we will talk about in just a moment, is in a commanding lead. Is that the next slide? Hey, look at that.
It is this next slide. Look at that.
Let's talk about where we stand in the TCR League. Ah, man, I gotta find a better place.
Yeah, Conan's kind of running away with the championship.
After 4 consecutive first place, but the complete sweep. Conan sitting at 52 points in the league with Offside, aka Knox, aka Tom, sitting at 34. More or less, Conan just needs to sleep in for an evening at this point if we want to even these scores out. And yeah, 4 nights is a lot. Like, 4 nights is a lot of time for things to change. But what we need to see right now for Conan not to walk away with us is finishes out of the podium.
Yeah,
frankly,
right. And the thing I'm seeing here when I look at the standings is not just like that. It's the consistency. Like, Conan has been unchallenged for 4 races in a row. And that, to me, starts to feel like a season sweep unless something really extreme happens.
And because I will not let him live this down until the end of the season, the beginning of the next season, these are the cars he swore that he would hate and did not want to drive.
Absolutely.
Still hate them.
Yeah.
I just like winning more.
Nobody cares.
Which brings us to the first feature race of the night. We are racing the TCR spec consisting of the 2 Hondas, the Elantra and the Veloster, which is rapidly becoming the crowd favorite here, as well as the Honda Civic Type R and the Audi A3, which has been miraculously shaved down in weight to be able to participate in a racing series here. All of these cars are front-wheel drive in the 300 horsepower category, and they handle drastically differently than the SF23s we raced open wheel last season.
Yeah, it's a really, really fantastic balance of power between all the cars, and the reality is it's like the perfect thing to drive in these sim rigs and for a racing series because it's just like it's the right amount of horsepower that it feels like a sports car, it's lightweight like a race car, and it's got downforce to not slide out on every corner. So it's a really fun car to drive.
Sarah says the Velo Star, which I agree.
Yes.
We'll be taking the TCRs to Oz tonight on Oulton Park Circuit, a track that, once again, we probably should have done the race notes ahead of time, but it turns out we were having so much fun watching Richo huck that thing around the Charlotte Rallycross track that we did not do any. Oh no, wait, no, I'm sorry, this is British. We're in England.
Yes, well, not currently. We're in the Pacific Northwest, but Oulton Park is in England.
This isn't nearly as cool if it's not in Australia.
Yeah, sorry, that's not the one. It is a really famous racetrack, though. You know, the thing that comes to mind is Oulton Park the one with the moto jump. What am I thinking of?
No, that's
Cadwell
that's Cadwell Park.
It's a different park.
No, but it is important to point out here that the chicane can be removed for moto use here, as well as alternate chicanes can be picked out here, and the short course is much less interesting, which is why we did the international version of the circuit here tonight, which is much more appropriate for the touring cars. Right. And I believe that one more slide would take us too far, so let's get into the racing. Shote, go ahead and advance the session, and we are going into quali.
Let's check in with our racing drivers.
I mean, they're all in their seats, so it's probably good.
Oh boy! Off to a fantastic start.
Zoom.
All right.
We've made some important configuration changes here on night 3 of the touring car season, and those are,
Indeed.
by almost unanimous consent. There was some dissent. We have turned damage back
Get a
off,
banker lap in.
and this was a controversial decision for this season. But ultimately, we had to have a very long conversation about what were the reasons that we turned damage on in the first place, and were we actually getting the outcomes that we wanted as a result of that without any knock-on consequences. And what we decided was that the knock-on consequences are actually pretty serious, and people were getting ejected from races for things that weren't necessarily their fault pretty early on, and that just like...
It's kind of a bummer.
These are 20-minute races. Like, if you're nuked on minute 3, like, that's basically the you get to spend the next 15 minutes just kind of being crappy.
Right.
And we don't want people to be crappy. We want people to be happy. And so, again, by close to unanimous decision, we turned damage back off. However, I did not let that stand entirely.
Mike hopping in at the last minute.
Oh, no, we actually didn't tell the remotes that, did we?
Shote, our wonderful production
would you like to
assistants
inform...
was just held up a handy-dandy note here for us. I think we might need to put that a little closer.
We may have failed to tell the remote drivers that damage has been turned back off. But that's okay, because that means they're driving like it matters. The other change that we made as a result of that is that we have actually turned the incident count back up, which means that if you suffer 10 incidents on the track, you are going to be given a drive-through black flag.
Right, which I think is a pretty reasonable consequence. And the reality is, like, we need something. There needs to be some level of management.
If you were competitive, it's going to cost you a position.
Right.
It's not going to end your race.
It's not going to end your race. Well, and that's the thing. We don't want to end anybody's race, but we do want people to drive sportsmanly.
I am going to go off camera so I can apologize to the remote racers and tell them that damage has been turned off.
Yeah, this feels important.
Hey y'all, how you doing?
Hi.
I feel like I probably should have told you something important, which is that damage has been turned off. Which, if you were watching the Discord, you probably already knew that. But what you may not know is that we turned on the incident counter.
Yay!
And so if you eat 10 incidents, you're getting a black flag drive-through. Which will not end your race by any stretch, but it may cost you a position if you're competitive. So you do still need to avoid the rough.
And it's worth noting that, like, cutting a corner is 2 incidents, or is that full?
The incident counts 10?
10, and then you eat a black flag.
Oh, man.
A drive-through.
This is the good half of a collision doesn't end your night.
I like it.
All right, good luck.
Can we sell incidents?
I
don't know what that question was, and I'm not going to respond to it.
Well, and something that comes to mind for me is, like,
outlap.
This is more of a question for Mara here. How are we, the governing body of this here racing incident counter,
The good thing is that it doesn't
monitoring
count
the
equality.
number of racing incidents?
Well, we can see it down there in the corners, but here's the thing.
Only if I have that turned on. If I move off of that.
This
not
is
in this
engine
case.
enforced.
Thanks. Oh, so iRacing just does that natively.
Yes,
10 incidents in a
it's
race.
something that we've had turned
Even
off
better.
for 3 seasons.
Even better.
We were at lots of echo. That's probably because I was in the Discord channel. It should be better now.
That makes sense.
If it's not better now, do please tell me. Too many channels, too
No,
many mics.
I don't remember. Is this another track we have yet to race in TWR?
Oh, you're still getting double.
Well,
You're
that
still
was
getting
my
double.
qualifier. God, Derek.
Is
Yeah.
it Is it us? Are we the problem?
No, this is we're only getting the mixer right now. That's good.
You already did 2 laps?
Or with us?
No,
While we...
Oh yeah,
threw my-
you were getting
my
double at the time.
second
Yeah,
lap
we
in the
we
first
were
corner.
we were coming through 2 places. That
Oh, I
was-
see.
You can give me a click for that, but that was expected.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Thank you.
Honestly, our incident count, like, we're gonna get black flagged at this rate. We're gonna have a drive-through in
My second lap.
the host section here.
Yes, it just said, "Show take over." I've been black flagged.
We would like that black flag.
He's shaking his head. He does not want to take over. All right.
Speaking of black flag, looks like we already have some.
Oh no.
They're just track cut warnings. They're not real. They can't hurt you.
The marshals are not capable of hurting you in any way, shape, or form. Okay, who gave him a Sharpie and paper?
Yeah, this is honestly fantastic.
We're
and I don't know-
We're getting pictograms from
I don't know
Shout.
how we didn't get that earlier. I believe Shout just gave us the meatball flag.
We just got meatball. All right, so sorry, we've been going lax here. We are on 10-minute lone qualies, which means that they cannot see each other or interact with each other, and they have a total of 2 flyers that they can put together before they get called back in.
Right, the drivers have just under 5 minutes left to the qualifier before Feature Race 1 starts up.
Looks like Conan has already turned in his 2 flyers, so he is going to be summoned back home.
I think
We
that'll do.
have Conan's at a 148.62.
Ooh.
148.6. What else we got here?
Mayonnaise man's
That's
always
more than a
Ooh,
148.6.
there is a 146.6 on the board.
Who did that?
Yeah,
Look at
you
that
use it to lube my car. It makes it go faster.
We don't have the right view
On
here.
the
Hang on.
gas. Yeah, the conditions are like a second.
Can I have the scoreboard, please? Thank you.
Derek Gould, 145.4.
A return to form for Dr. Gould.
This is quite a split we're seeing here.
And I think we just need the Utah crew to turn in their last lap here, and we are good to go.
Utah crew, Mike Carr, that's who we're watching on screen here. It could be any one of his various friends that like to fill the racing seat at a given point in time.
Have we talked about the Utah crew's blue bucket rule on stream?
I don't know that we have, but I'm worried that might get us demonetized.
That the failure of your assumption is that we were monetized in the first place.
We'd have to be monetized to get demonetized. So I see. We've gotten ahead of the problem before it's happened. All right, go to town.
There you go. I also understand they have a rule that if anybody crosses their arms under full brake or full accelerator, they have to buy dinner, which is that's a pretty good rule.
It's not the
all
blue
things
bucket
considered.
rule, but that is a good rule.
Would someone like to go to Utah to tell them that? There it goes. Perfect. All right, punch it.
There we go. Honestly, a good show, 148.5. That is a rather respectable lap. Puts him firmly at the pointy end of mid-pack.
This is a competitive split. This is going to be interesting. This stream not brought to you by Liquid Death because we can't tell you that. And if Liquid Death, if you're watching, we would like the stream to be brought to you by Liquid Death. So just let us know how much of this we have to drink on camera. They make a cola now. It's nuts.
It's actually really good. Shouldn't be surprised. That's probably not going to help us get sponsored by them.
No, I'd imagine not. Where are we going to watch this from? We're going to watch this from the drama seat in Pod 1.
You want to do that? That as opposed to our lovely, lovely spectator cam?
Oh, no, you're right. That's much better. Boop.
There we go. Who are we actually riding along with here?
Green flag, green flag.
Riding with Pod 3.
This
That's
is
Pod
3.
3. All right, this is Duffy's Pod.
Ooh. Looks like we already have, I believe that was Conan taking a little bit of an off-track excursion there to make the pass safe on the straight.
Now that they've got those incident counts to worry about, we may see some contact avoidance.
Can we get the car up in third? Who do we got here? This is Conan's cam.
Right there.
This is Duffy.
We're watching Duffy, and I believe... Nope.
There we go. This is not bad. We got a good mid-pack sight here. As the action. Already some debris on the outside of that corner there.
Wow.
That's surprising.
So Derek Gould with a comfortable little gap up to the first place now. Derek was, I think, what was it, almost 2 seconds faster than
no
anybody else
way
in
we all
qualifying?
just did
He
that.
was, and he was kind of a force of
It all-
nature
it all worked
in
out.
season
Tom
2,
and I got one,
and then
but that's
he's
it.
had kind of a slow start in the touring car season. But this is the best qualifier we've seen out of him all season. Okay, people not
Ooh,
necessarily
Utah crew.
agreeing on where that
Somehow I
turn
didn't
is.
crash.
Almost blowing the chicane
Yeah,
there.
that was all over the place. That was really nicely recovered.
Popping back out.
Now, what I'm curious about is if Conan's going to be able to chase him down, or if this is going to be the Derek Gould show up at the front, and we're going to be watching second, third, fourth race.
It's a very good question. Let's go to someone who has those numbers up. We've got offside up in front with about a 2.8 second gap in front of the doctor.
Oh my gosh, that's Tom up in front. I apologize. Offside, also known as Tom, also known as Knox. Some people change cars every season. Tom offside Knox changes his gamer hat.
Wonder if
handle.
he's realized that we're just going to keep appending them every season until he stops.
He just gets all of them.
Conan in a spicy fight.
I operate as a for each array. Just list all of the names out.
Quickly, and I'll sort.
Yeah.
Shote, can I get a chopper or a blimp on the leader? Shote has installed a brand new Stream Deck, just running camera controls on the spectator machine now.
Oh,
Oh.
that's me. That's me. Bump.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Good recovery, holy cow.
And that's going to
You
be
got
big
it,
for a
you got
couple
it.
of reasons.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
notice the
fine.
incident count
The
is
front-wheel
now
drive
at
cars, thankfully, are a lot
6.
easier to.
So Conan, only a couple laps into the race, is already up at 6 out of 10 possible incidents before getting a drive-through penalty.
Do we think that number is too low? Because we can just clear all, and we can change it between future races.
I mean, that was one contact that I was not responsible for. They gave me 4 points, so I would say that was
The boy is already at 7 out of 10 incident points now, if I'm looking correctly. So
One contact is 4 points.
If you hit hard enough, you get more points.
Damn.
So if you're going to put it into somebody, put it into them good. You can just take them out entirely.
Words to live by, really.
sounds like my ex-wife.
Do you have an ex-wife?
No, I do not.
Hollow threats.
They have a lot of boomer jokes, though. We can keep
Yeah,
going.
tires are warming up finally.
But Space Beauties did the comedy club.
Oof is
I'm fine
right.
with doing like the offender
Oof
gets the
is
point,
right.
the
Yeah, I actually would
offendee
like to
doesn't.
formally apologize
That's
for
fine.
that
I
joke. I don't
no.
think it was very
Okay.
good.
Yeah, this is purely race controlled. This is why, like these sorts of things are always a little difficult because the game isn't always as forgiving as you'd like.
Yeah.
Is that the Hellman's car over there that we're looking at, Shote? We're gonna put it up anyway because that's a. So this is the 1-2 race right here. We are looking at.
Dr. Gould chasing Knox or offsides or Thomas up there in first place.
We are looking at the potential supremacy of Hellman's mayonnaise as the condiment of choice in America.
That's right.
I
Actually,
grew up on the East Coast, and that is what mayonnaise meant.
Hellman's?
Ooh. Oh, he picked up a half second right there.
Yeah, it looks like knock offsides. Thomas had an issue in the chicane there.
He's just got the pace, but not enough to get
And
inside.
he's going to have that inside line. But I think Derek might have done the smart thing there, just getting on the brakes a little bit earlier and giving the space to him.
Something I can tell you is that under stress, those cones don't exist.
This is good to know.
Which will give you a fine tour of the
Yeah.
moto section of the track.
Yes, of
That's
course.
something you're looking for. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thank you so much.
I think this is going to be a really good show as far as like racing line impacting the run through corners. Like Derek has always had raw speed when it comes to his ability out here. He's an extremely fast driver. It's always been really satisfying to watch
You
him
can
go
have two
around.
wheels off.
We're
but
going to
you
pop
can't
through
have
here
an
and
eye car
cycle
off.
through Duffy in
Well, no,
clean
no,
air
not
about
even.
beneath
You
the
can read off.
right-hander.
If you put
Space
two off, you'll get a
Punis
penalty.
is hanging
so.
out in, I want to say that's fourth. He's right on Conan's tail, maintaining about a 1 second gap.
In the right spot. Yeah, I guess.
Is
that's
that,
true.
which,
So Chris in Pod 1. Chris Tompkins, of course, Mr. Goat, playing remote this year. for the season.
Playing remote this season. He was the Pod 1 driver locally in Season 2 in the SF23.
Famous for believing that a set of luggage is worth more than a Ferrari Testarossa.
Approximately 10 times less, in fact,
Yep.
once the math came out.
Yep, and no, we will not ever let him live that one down.
I mean, let's be real here. Is there any set of luggage that costs $100,000?
Is there any set of luggage that's worth more than a Testarossa? Maybe like some Testarossa.
We've had on this show, we've had the wheels of a Testarossa on auction.
I'm excited for the day when we get like, is it a G-Wagon or is it the wheels for a Mac Pro? Or is it insert newest Apple product here, which is more?
I mean, I guess
especially after tariffs now.
We could troll eBay for content. We are back up front. This is the 1-2 fight between Dr. Gould and Offside. He's holding, but he is not gaining. Better line through the compound right, though. That may be what he needed.
He may have it. A little bit of pressure being applied by Knox, offsides, Thomas, and he's just, dipped a tire into the dirt.
Oh, but he braked early. Unfortunate.
Well, oh, no. He was Derek Gould able to keep it together and pull the position out, and Knox, of course, now behind him. Let's get that camera switched over to Knox. Thomas, offside.
While we're waiting for that.
There we go. Oh, it's a pretty good gap. And Knox, Thomas offside, always a good sport. So I heard him giggling through the
I mean,
headset.
the dude's also super freaking quick.
Yeah,
so like
he's got the pace. I think that was probably a giggle because now he knows the race is on.
Moving back into local drama, I actually don't see a whole lot of local drama. I see we've got a 7 incident count on Conan. He's holding that down. A 6 incident count on Duffy. He's holding that down.
And a question mark incident count on Potato Lobster and...
Looks like he's coming up on an incident.
Space Bunnies.
That would be that.
You've got a slow car on the right. Oh, no. I wonder if...
Oh, I go really slow.
You go real slow
if the
in
Utah
there, man.
crew had an incident.
Maybe that's where I'm finding my
It
spot.
seems-
wisely choosing
that's
not
where
to
you'll
insert
find
his
yourself.
nose into that
It
apex.
seems likely there. No, it's already... Oh, okay. Yeah, so we just got confirmation
I'm
the
gonna
Utah crew
victim
did have
blame
a
our
rather
collision.
big
That was your
off track.
Can you pull incident count from your
fair.
view show? Is that something you can get in your telemetry? That's
There's
unfortunate.
probably a way.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
Oh, that's going to be bad. But luckily, we don't have damage turned
think
on.
it's
So
just-
that's
And
good.
see, there you go. Now you see the trade. That
But-
would have been
That would have been a race ender.
that would have been the end of his race.
I've noticed I don't take as big of a safety hit when it's
Sarah,
not
thank
as
you.
much my fault.
The most
like that they're
expensive
a
luggage
safety hit.
is Louis Vuitton's
But that doesn't
the
matter for
ultimate
us.
trunk set.
The ultimate trunk set.
The ultimate trunk set at $600,000.
Shote, can you get us the ultimate trunk set on camera, please? So we have Louis Vuitton.
Oh,
hey, okay. So we do know
pull that up.
we do in fact have an incident count, which we can be paying attention to. So it looks like we have 7 incident counts. Obviously, that makes sense. Potato Lobster just had a pretty significant incident, so that gave him some points there. But again, if the racers hit 10, they'll be given a drive-through. We may spare them.
I feel like this is actually the correct approach. It's just the number that is wrong. I think the number might need to be 15.
Perhaps. I'm still holding out. I want to see what happens. I'm not actually convinced 10 is too much. I think the reality of the circumstance is it's a bummer if somebody hits you and gives you incident points. That's also racing.
It's true.
And there needs to be a big penalty for a big fuck up. IMO. I don't know.
Yeah.
League design is hard, man.
Yeah.
Can't make everyone happy.
And you probably should.
I mean, except for the constructors and the
like, you can
engine
get
providers.
Yeah, well,
and
they have to be happy.
sponsors.
Right.
You can't-
Anybody involved in the money of the motorsport.
Sponsors have to be
pretty
happy. Obviously, sponsors have to be happy.
I wish you didn't find that out.
Race marshals.
Well,
Hey, that's
you
us
know,
in this
I found
instance.
out
We
the
have to be
hard way
happy.
with You ass packing me, so I earned it. All right.
Space Punies having some exciting driving here.
Those are pretty serious little tire walls in the middle of those corners. You do not want to cut.
I'm pretty sure they're filled with concrete, man.
Yeah, it looks. I imagine they're not in real life, but iRacing's facility here on
Give me
Oulton
a
Park
total
definitely has those as
EV
a
right
solid
now.
mesh.
I mean, this is rigid body physics in
Yes.
the cars and the obstacles here. There's no deformation happening.
Yeah, that's
Well, you
true.
decided
Which, as
not-
much as we love iRacing as a
Like,
racing
I'm
platform,
really
is kind
not
of a bummer when
confident
it
on
comes to
going
the
through
simulation
that.
side of things.
Don't
but
do it, John.
It's gives and takes, obviously.
Whatever.
A little
Dad.
bit of drama.
John getting ready to show Conan a wheel there.
We were that would have been very exciting.
I think he should have done it.
I would have taken you all the way out. I did not have the space.
I think what Space Poonies fails to remember here is that Conan's incident count is already a 7, so one good whack and Conan's going to have a drive-through, and John will be able to just keep going.
So he kept 2 wheels on the racetrack there, so he did not up. Okay, that one, the proximity warning went off. I saw that happening in slow motion.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. He took what I said very
No,
seriously.
What just happened? Did you not give me room?
You basically punted me off the track.
I thought I had the.
So big incident there between
Yeah, I
thought I
Space
had the,
Poonies and
space,
Conan.
sorry.
No, it's all right. This is a race ender for me because that is 3 more incident points for me.
Could you pop a clear all?
Well, you can
So
just go through
because
the
we're
pit,
just
but,
experimenting
yeah.
with this
No,
value right
like-
now, we're going
like
to go ahead.
time-wise, right?
We're going to go ahead and clear those incidents so he doesn't have.
Okay, never mind. That one's getting
points.
cleared because I think there wasn't awareness to get multiple points for a single incident.
Yeah, I think what Conan's talking about right now is the fact that one
I'm setting
incident can be upwards of 4 or 5
I just got my
incident
10th
points.
incident.
And
I still think the strategy is correct. We just need to
Yeah,
bump the
we
number
gotta-
up a
we
bit.
gotta
Can
find-
we get one more clear all, please?
You're getting another clear because
We gotta
you
find the
also
right
lose
number.
more
We have
points
now
than the
cleared
rules.
the 2 biggest offenders.
And this will, of course, be a we'll have a talk about this on the backside off the microphones and decide what's actually right.
I think it's 15.
So I
It-
don't
it-
need to
It's
do
a
pit
20-minute
run.
race.
It very well may be 15. I mean, how much time do we have left in our race at this point in time?
It's a very good question. We've actually been kind of sucked into the drama. I don't think anyone's been watching.
Truth. We have
7 minutes. A little less than 7
we have about 7 minutes remaining. I mean, we need the drivers to drive safe and drive carefully, and so maybe 15 is the right number. It should be high. It should be a possibility, right, that they can.
One accident that you're not responsible for should not ruin your race.
Certainly. That's kind of what we're trying to solve for here.
In this league.
Oh, and there's a little touchy touch.
I can hear rally notes in the next room.
Yeah, in the green room, Richo, Healey, and Michelle Miller are still hashing out their pace notes for the Mountain Washington Hill climb.
Which is next.
You know, interesting. It was all giggles and fun and like, oh, this is ridiculous. It's wild that we're doing this. Right up until 2 minutes before the cold open, when I could tell Richo was suddenly getting very serious. And Michelle locked in and pulled out her notebook and got the pen ready, and they both just switched from like, ha ha ha, ha this is all good and fun, to like, okay, now we're racing.
He's a competitive dude, and like, I know that this doesn't matter and none of this matters, and they know that none of this matters. But once he knew that like there was going to be a time attached to this, and that time had meaning, I think the entire demeanor changed.
Yeah, it was. What did he say? He's like, he's, you know, this is all for fun, but he really likes to win. Was, I believe, how he put it.
Which I get.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Which you would is, I suppose, exactly what you would expect from a national champion.
Which is why whatever time they put up today, I'm probably going to spend the weekend trying to chip away.
I will admit I cannot wait to get back in a seat in one of these rigs and put him to shame. You know, show him what somebody who doesn't have real world talent but is able to put a time down in front of
a
a sig
sparkling
rig.
personality.
Yeah. Somebody who's good with a microphone can do in the seat.
What am I looking at here? 4, 5, 6. These points still matter. That is a lot of starting grid. Oh, Moto. It's Moto.
Moto, right? Yeah, the tiny little wheels.
It's like, do they cart here?
You can fit a lot of us on the racetrack.
How many motos would go on a racetrack of this size at the same time?
Oh, probably 24.
And how many humans perish per race?
Usually none.
Okay.
If you're doing it right, usually none. But it's kind of track dependent. Some tracks are worse than others.
Can I get a 1-2 shot, or just give me whoever's up front? Oh, we're just gonna.
Ooh, okay. So we've got Knox offside Thomas here, still chasing on the Hellman's car, who he can just keep an eye on up in the next corner.
Yeah, but he is losing time here. He was operating at about 1 second. I want to say he's closer to 2 now, maybe 2.5.
You know, the reality is this is kind of what Derek Gould needs.
From a point perspective?
Needs from a point
or
perspective.
like psychologically?
Sure, why not? Let's. This is what Derek Gould's relationship needs. He's been really challenging, you know.
What's he sitting on right now? He's sitting on 13 league points, which in our color coding system is kind of I'd call that a medium ochre. That's kind of or an ochre. That's
NOT driver. I like that. Knox offside Thomas driver. That's a good one. This is our not driver.
Going back to the tight racing with Conan, I'm gonna say that's Mr. Goat's car right in front of him. Yes, it is.
Oh, it looks like.
And he's gonna take him right then and there. And now we're up with the Utah crew.
And it's a clean pass with no incidents.
I was
Honestly,
gonna
a
say.
great way to do that. That was a really good space, really well made.
So you're saying that passing with no incidents is better than passing with incidents?
See, what you're gonna want to try and do down here is get your car around the other driver's car.
The player that gets
Faster.
to the place where the ball is going to be is going to the player that catches the ball.
The first person to do 10 laps before anybody else is generally the first person to win the race.
You know what?
We should invite John Madden.
Well, that's going to be difficult because I don't know where John Madden is, but I suspect they don't fly here. And John famously, of course, never flew at all. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh no, that was his big thing. Him and also Ray Dolby, believe it or not.
I don't think I've ever heard that word before, that name before in my life.
He's the guy that invented Dolby.
Oh, like the speakers.
For instance, yes.
Ah, okay. I guess I.
And
I
the
could
only
pick
reason
that
I know
up.
this is story time with Mara. The only reason I know this is because as a young consultant, very, very early in my career, I did in fact produce my particular work product for. Wait, what am I looking at?
What's happening here in this pod?
Oh, did Pod 3 take a... Oh, he hit 15.
Oh,
no.
no.
Well, the good news is that it won't happen again unless you hit 20.
It won't happen again until it does. No, but again, this is like, I hate to say it, nothing against you, Duffy. This is kind of the system working. Like, you get incidents, you get... Now,
You get
the
incidents,
reality
you get
is...
a little penalty, and then
the
you
reality
come
is,
back out.
if we had finer control, I think we'd run finer control. I would rather car-on-car impact had incident points, and off-tracks maybe didn't have incident points.
I would love that granular control. I think the thing, and there is some in leagues, to be clear, and next season we actually are going to structure this as an iRacing league, because that will also make it easier for additional remote players to come in. But like the reality of the iRacing controls is that they are the only people that do competitive motorsport at scale.
Truth.
And at scale, you have to do certain things that only work at scale.
Also true. Like not have a management console for your platform?
Well, let's not go down in that. Let's just leave that one alone right now. But anyway, to finish out the story, long story short, I saw Ray Dolby's bus. I was like, wow, what's this bus? And they're like, that's the bus that he travels with because he will not fly. I'm like,
Okay.
neat. Can I see the bus? And they said no and threw me out.
You're like, that makes sense.
It's great because I was only kind of sort of authorized to be there. Look at that.
That's not. That is...
That's Conan about to make a pass on the outside that was largely predicated upon the other car being very much on the inside.
So, oh no, what has happened to our... Wait. Who did we just pass?
That was 5 passing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little thrown off by the liveries.
Next season is the standardized livery season.
I think that's going to be a really nice touch. For,
Standardized numbers. Like, paint your car, but standardize the numbers and then don't change it.
Oh, we have another black flag penalty out
We're getting one more lap
on...
Space Punies. He is in the position 4.
We have one more black flag for somebody? Maybe we should take a look at that.
Sure, could we get a black flag count? That might be Pod.
TWR3, it looks like Duffy's got a black flag. I don't know if
No, he already took his 15, so he should be fine. I don't think anybody else has crossed the threshold.
There's a live penalty on his screen. I don't know if they're going to bite him with that one. or if it's just saying, hey, by the way, you did get a flag.
Just remember that as long as you cross the finish line before you break the plane, I actually don't know how that's going to
Yeah,
be.
I'm
Right? I
not
should
sure
probably
that
not
way.
talk about things like that. Do your cross the line in the pits. That's the only way to be sure. Approaching the end of feature race 1 here, with 13 league points on the line, and it looks like it is going to be. You can get me a full score cam up on the spectator view. That is highly likely going to be a Derek Gould.
It's the Derek Gould show today in race 1 here.
Well,
at
he needs them,
TWI.
and so I'm glad he found them. Looks like we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds approximately, where with these lap times, that's realistically 2 more chances to make anything happen. And if we look at all of our positions on our drivers here, there's not a whole lot of overtake opportunity, with the exception of maybe Conan that can catch up
Coming
to
up
the
on
Utah
the Utah
crew
crew here.
So we'll finish
Nice
out
race,
right
Derek.
here.
I don't think I saw Derek, Dr. Gould in first place put a foot wrong all race, to be honest. I think he just put it down and was putting down laps over a second faster than anybody else.
Well, there was that brief period where he was trading
Nicely
with
done, Mike.
offside.
Certainly, yeah. He had a. It wasn't all smooth sailing.
Conan, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't have been nearly as aggressive, so that's your fault as well.
The camaraderie in the underground racing
I,
laboratory.
Yeah, no, Mike, that was really well done. You did a great job holding distance.
And an unfortunate thing for that I've just realized for Conan when it comes to the moderation of racing incidents is that we know Conan,
It's true.
and that's going to color how we moderate.
It's difficult when you have drivers of vastly different level of risk taking and aggression. That's just it's cool. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Dr. Gould offside and Space Punies. Space Punies in third in the league point. So this was that's right, third in the league. So it's going to be a good pickup for him. We are going to send everybody back to the green room because we are going to
It's
get
time
to
for some silly hill climb stuff.
We are going to get to
It's time for the guest challenge.
the actual main event for the evening. Let's
bring out the real talent.
Oh my goodness! He just frickin' dropped that right there in the corner. Did I prepare any more slides here? Yes, I did. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get them out here. And though we did not have time to put this up on the handheld, we did in fact prepare special views for this. So let's go ahead and get that up here. Excellent. Nice work. Hey, are you happy that you don't have to do a bring a trailer challenge tonight? There's zero probability you're gonna pick up a G-Wagon tonight.
So the challenge doesn't start for another 7 minutes.
Does it really? Oh, well, I can fix that.
Are you ready?
No.
Great.
We did video for...
Take a seat.
All right,
So you were just back in the green room with Michelle, which we're going to pull up another chair real quick.
Yeah, so we're basically doing the same process we would do on a real rally. So we did recce. Normally we'd do 2 passes, but obviously we were consolidating a little bit. But then once we'd done recce, we then take the video and we watch it back, and Michelle reads the notes to me. But now we have the luxury that we can go back and change things, right? So in the recce car, if I don't like a note, we have to keep driving. We're literally not, the rules forbid going backwards.
Yeah,
on
you're
stage.
not going to throw the thing in reverse, drive through the corner again.
But now I have the opportunity to be like, actually, I don't like that, or can I read that again? Or actually something I do all the time, which I'm sure is real fun when you're my co-driver, is I'll literally write 2 notes for a section. And I'll be like, hey, can I literally try these back to back?
Yeah, give
And
them
then-
both to me.
Exactly, and then I'll pick one of them. So
What is that like? What is that like to have to sort of transcribe? Are you doing the transcription of the notes for your race pace, or are you doing the transcription of the notes as you're hearing them for the actual race pace?
So we're trying to guess what the race pace is going to be at 35 miles an hour. So what he's telling me is what we think it's going to be when we're going that fast. And then I write them down, and I get lovely things that look like this. And these are really messy. I know you probably can't see those from there. So this will be very interesting to try to read my own handwriting.
So we did have a thought. If you guys want to persist with this, we were thinking about giving you our notes, and then anyone else who wants to step into this will have. I mean, we'll see
We'll see
how
how these go.
drivable they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
right?
There's one section that's a little questionable.
Yeah, so that I guess that's what I was gonna say. So we did the whole stage. We got through it on video. I made a ton of changes, which is why
That makes sense.
The notes are covered in stuff. And I was about halfway through a second pass. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you can see the edits in real time.
So we're about halfway through the second pass when we got called in. So there probably will be a really noticeable point where the quality drops
Where
off.
the notes are gone a little bit. Yeah.
But so something we also do is I write a stage description, and sometimes it's really vibes based. Sometimes the very first rally that we did together, I'd never written a stage description before, and Michelle was like, "Can you give me a stage description?"
Like, it's a road in the woods. What do you?
So what I said was, road is narrow, car is long.
Richo, your chariot is coming online.
All right, awesome. But that was a good description for that stage. Like it was one particular chunk. I think that was Autokill, right? It was like where
It
we
might
take
have
that left
been,
turn
yeah.
into the woods.
Yeah.
And the road really does close in, and it turns out like the family sedan
Yeah.
that we're cruising is pretty long. And so carrying angle, you can literally have both ends in the trees.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And I imagine this isn't something you usually do over 26 minutes to like
Sometimes.
get the notes down. Is it really like it's not usually that rushed?
Regional rallies?
Yeah, sometimes we'll do recce in the morning and rally in the afternoon. Our next rally, we start the reconnaissance at 7 in the morning and we end at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Okay. So you may not really have that much time. Okay. So you are
and
kind of
then
used to a
we'll
quick
probably,
turnaround.
We'll probably be up till 2 in the morning doing reviews and things like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that 6 p.m. is when we have to be off the stages, or 8 p.m., whichever.
8 p.m.,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah, all right. That's
but
for
then-
me to keep track of.
But then literally, we
got
go
the
back to the
notebook.
hotel and then we start doing it. All right, are we
Yeah.
being summoned?
Yep.
Killer.
you're
All
Killer.
right.
Well, I think we could get your
Let's
pile
see
all
what we
ready
can
for
do.
you. So. Hell yeah, I'm excited. This will be fun.
Oh, you're excited?
I'm excited.
Show, just to confirm, you did get the line?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard us talking about you earlier, but there was a noticeable shift in your like, oh, this is great, this is fun, we're all having fun, to like, oh, we're getting very serious. About a minute before the show went live, and you started your recce. It was palpable.
Any way we can pull the wheel again?
I'm sorry,
Pull the steering wheel. That would be so great.
So as this is something that's like
Ah, it's
totally
so
new
much
for
better.
us, obviously we have a little bit of like setup and admin to go through, which is what we're
Sorry,
at.
I have one last dumb question.
Shoot.
Can you make the brake bias come up so I can just make sure it's where I had it? Thank you.
And how much of a countdown are you going to give us?
How much would you like?
Yeah, realistic.
Well, I want to read him the stage description and the first couple notes.
Yeah, perfect. That way.
All right. Sorry for the little audible there. We had not planned on being here quite as quickly in the run book. Rally drivers, are you ready?
I mean, for what it's worth, you can kind of start this out however you'd like. If you have some demo and some reading you'd like to hand out first, and then let us know when we can give you a countdown, and we'll give you a countdown.
The timer is actually just going to start when you cross the line, so you can count yourself down if you like.
I don't have car audio, should I?
It may just be the dial on the headset here. This guy.
I can hear Michelle,
You
right?
can hear me? Check, check.
Yeah, which is the main
1, 2,
thing.
1, 2.
Yeah.
One moment.
Dealing
We're
with some
doing great.
technical issues. I'm going to count this one.
First time we've had this problem.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
I can probably drive without the car. I mean, honestly.
Michelle,
if
more or
can
less
only pick
nervous
one
than
thing, I
during an
definitely
actual
would
rally
prefer to be
start?
Hearing Michelle.
I don't think she heard that. That's okay.
Still nothing. I think we'll be okay.
You want to do it without sound?
No, we should get.
I mean, not badly enough to hold this whole thing up. I can still hear Michelle, which, like I said, is the most important
We should
thing.
get sound.
Sound would be cool.
I mean, this is the closest I'm going to get to driving a car with anti-lag for a little while, so.
It sounds cool, but with your helmet on, you can't hear it as much, Richo.
That should work because that is where. Oh, here's one for you.
Is it
Can I have
just
your
the
headset?
Windows?
Yeah, of course.
The Windows audio device.
Is it mono?
No.
Oh boy.
Does this happen in? Ooh, I got pulled hard. What happened there?
I blame Conan.
It was, but I think it's okay now. But that shouldn't have made a difference if you hear Michelle.
Alrighty, so I can still hear Michelle?
I can still hear you.
Some of the car noises, though.
Are you on the gas?
Oh no, we're getting
Yeah, I'm definitely
car
hearing
audio
the bass.
problems. Yeah, we do have plenty of time.
Pardon?
Windows audio next.
Go ahead.
I think let's resolve it.
Yeah, no, let's fix it.
All right.
My vote is.
I want this lap to mean something.
Yeah, I don't want to send him up. I don't want to have Richo's lap time asterisk without sound.
It's going to be like, it's going to be 6 minutes and 29 seconds.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Yeah, because I know Richo, and I know that when I'm faster than him, he'll use that against me and say, yeah, but I didn't have sound. So first of all, I'm going to count this as another.
The first lesson in racing is get your excuses
Can I see
ready.
that real quick?
You sure can, buddy.
And yeah, for you, Michelle,
Put it
like,
away
I
now,
can,
thank
I can
you.
like hear the lag. You can definitely just get way out in front of me.
I don't think
You
that's
got
going
it.
to focus
It'll be
for
good
us.
practice.
We're not on
Tomorrow, right?
autofocus, man. That's a
Yeah, there we go.
fixed.
No.
That's a fixed number.
It's at 19. We're at 19. But our wonderful production assistant, Shot, is going to solve this audio problem for us.
Between here and there.
I mean, it's weird that something's coming through, right? Because I still hear Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh? Do you hear engine sounds?
No, I hear you.
Let's kill the session and restart the session.
don't have engine sound?
I don't have engine sounds either.
Something's wrong with the sim.
That feels like something's...
So actually, the funny thing is this is almost like we had this in real life last year. We got in the car. So no, well, worse than that, kind of. So we were allowed to work on the car in park expose. Like if you want to swap your engine, that's totally permissible within the rules. But the second you pass through the main time control, you are in a control, and working on the car with anything that isn't in the car is illegal. And so as we took our time card, I realized that our intercom wasn't working.
Oh no. So you had to yell at each other?
So the luckiest imaginable thing happened. So the rules in US Rally allow for teams to cooperate. So the asterisk on what I said as far as like has to be in the car is I think I hear things. Huh. No, but I heard ambient sounds when it was on the.
Shit?
Did someone turn off engine?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it the...
Oh.
I mean, do you want me to hit something and see if there's a good crunch?
Conan.
Sound? Main volume 0 dB.
That's negative 0 dB.
What the...
I just heard a horn.
Really?
In car. What is going on?
So it's just engine noise that's not working. Am I hearing that correctly?
Well, that's what I think. Like on the
On all the audio right there.
on this screen, I heard like I heard like crowd noise or whatever.
I don't hear the wind blowing.
Yo, iRacing, what the heck?
I mean, do you want me to drive into a wall to see if it makes a crunching noise?
We gotta solve this.
Okay, so I get gearbox noises, and also I can't move.
Oh.
But I hear shifter sounds.
This
like,
is an all-new failure mode. Has your car started?
No.
Is your seat vibrating?
The engine's not running. How do I start the car?
What the fuck? No, hold on.
Push the button.
Wait, the motor's off?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you go to
I guess.
options, it may have somehow been turned off. Let's,
Auto engine start is on.
This is
find the key for starting the engine.
I'm such a professional. I'm sorry. That should have been obvious from the get-go.
Ignition, I. Let's get him back in the car.
Racing's so good. Yeah, go again.
Oh, well, the head unit just...
Yeah, I mean, it's literally not starting. Is my car got a broken ECU? I literally hear a solenoid firing. Like,
I think we literally have a
Put
mechanical...
the buttons next to the start.
oh, there we go. We're good.
Hey!
Oh my god, we have the car!
Hold on. We fixed it.
All right, Michelle, can I have the stage description, please?
Yeah, when you hear commit, road position is crucial. Don't crash on the gravel. You have no idea how this car behaves. Take the cuts. They are not optional.
happened to my
You lose a lot of time if you go slow.
Thanks, Michelle.
And have fun. First note is 6 right cut and late, 4+ left.
Okay,
Then
this is what we're
tightens
here
don't.
for.
I cannot believe that. That's
Thank you.
insane.
Someone counting's down?
We'll give you 5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Rally, 6 right cut and
That was
late,
fun.
4+
Shit, they're moving.
left. Then
Never got to do that
tightens
before.
don't into
You
3+
saw
right,
that
don't
checkbox, right? That
overpress,
checkbox said
and
auto start engine.
left into 4+ right, don't, and
Don't.
rightish over 100.
Let's get that spectator cam. I want to see my
4+
face. I wanna
left
see them.
opens over bombs.
Oh
30.
yeah, that's the
A little
stuff.
sooner.
4 righty, 3 lefty, 4 right tightens, left over 100. Max 6 plus right over crest. Repeat, max 6 plus right over crest, 50. 3 plus left pinches, 50. 5 minus right, pinches. Left over 250. 5 right,
This is
50.
insane.
3 minus right, over bumps, and mid over jump,
He rescues
30.
it. Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Put it in reverse, you got it, you got it.
Well, it's also, you just need to be so much sooner.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Would you like to try again?
Yeah, let's give it
And this
Pull the car back. All right.
And this is the glory of the sim, right?
They get to try a second time.
How did we figure out to stop the car in the end?
I and then S.
And then S, naturally. All right.
So bigger delay than
That
I
is
thought.
that is roughly
Yeah, way bigger.
that is way more insane than
All right.
I thought it would be.
You ready?
Yep.
we
5,
go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Rally 6 right cut and late. 4 plus left.
Oh,
then
interesting. The
tighten,
spectator
don't.
cam is actually
Into,
behind
3
by
plus right,
a
don't.
substantial
Over
amount.
crest.
So
And
we're gonna watch it
left.
from pod 1.
Into
No,
4
pod
plus
4.
right, don't.
Pod 4.
And rightish over 100. 4 plus left, opens over bumps, 30.
And we can of course
4
go
righty,
to co-driver cam too.
3 lefty, 4 right tightens.
Learning all sorts of
Left
things
over
about
100,
iRacing every
max 6
episode.
plus right, over crest, 50. 3 plus left, pinches, 50. 5 minus right, pinches. Left over 250. 5 right, 50. 3 minus right, over bumps.
Sarah, we
and
verified her camera
mid
before
over
we started.
jump,
She's in
30.
real time.
Right.
3 plus left, tightens over jump, 50.
But yes, we were terrified of that as well.
Repeat 3 plus left.
Oh, the same
the
corner.
same
Are you saying you've got a hang up about a corner?
Well, so this is an interesting thing Richo was saying about
do you want me
rally.
to put a
Is like
N on that?
the notes
Yeah, I
can
think
be
so.
wrong, and when the notes are
I think
wrong,
that I just don't think there's enough Titans on it.
this
honestly.
happens.
Oh yeah, she's very broken.
Send it home. Send it home. Try again.
All right.
Hey,
I know this sounds weird, but if you can be even farther ahead, and yeah, just put a caution on it. We'll call it good.
absolutely wild.
Caution, got it.
Alrighty. This time for capes. You ready?
Okay, this is it.
Third time's a
right
charm.
here.
This is amazing.
3, 2, 1. Rally 6 right cut and late. 4 plus left. Then tightens don't into 3 plus right don't over crest and left into 4 plus right don't and rightish over 100. 4 plus left opens over bumps 30. 4 righty, 3 lefty. 4 right tightens, left over 100. Max 6 plus right over crest, 50. Repeat, max 6 plus right over crest, 50. 3 plus left, pinches, 50. 5 minus right, pinches, left over 200. Caution, 5 right, 50. 3 minus right,
I
tightens
know
over
it's
bumps.
coming.
And
Coming up on the.
mid over jump 30, 3 plus left.
You can see
Tightens
the.
over jump.
You
Repeat,
can see
3
the tire
plus
marks
left,
on the outside
tightens
there from the
over
previous
jump,
2 runs.
Here we go.
50,
Now we're getting
3
somewhere.
left don't. And cut, right over kick 30, 4 plus left, hold. Repeat, 4 plus left, hold. And caution, 3 plus right, tightens 3 minus over bad brow, 30. 3 plus left, pinches. And 5 righty cut, 50. Left into 4 plus right out and tightens 3 over bad kick and tightens 3 minus, opens long, right over 70. 4 left over brow, then tightens 3 very long,
That's
opens 5.
that's also an
30.
artifact of our telemetry.
3 plus right, 50. Repeat, 3 plus right.
They're as close to real time with each
50,
other as they can be.
3 right, tightens, opens, push 100. Braking crest 50. 3 left, varies long, and right.
If you knew
into
what
3
sins we
minus
had to
left,
commit to get this audio and video working together,
30,
you would literally
3 right,
faint.
Tightens, and late 3 plus left hold.
Oh, yes.
And 3 right, opens max long. kick and 3 lefty and
Richo
4
has
righty
hit his
cut,
stride.
opens, then tightens, a 3+ right don't.
The boy is fully
into
locked
3+
in now.
left, 30.
But Mount Washington can
3+
bite in an
left
instant.
off, left over 70. Off, 5 right long, tightens 4+, into hug, 3+ left pinches, 5 righty, right over 250. 5 lefty hug, and brow sudden 4 left into 5 right, opens, tightens, 4 right, big don't, and
Big
late,
don't.
4+ right, and hug,
Oof.
3+ left over bad kick, 70. 5+ left, very long, over brows, long, pinches over crest, and 4+ right push, over 50, tightens, 5 short, caution, 5- left over brow, then tightens 4+, 50, 4+ lefty, opens into crest, and caution, 4+ left, over crest, and tightens 2+, sudden, 1+ right don't. Opens and max jump.
Sorry, you finally got out too far ahead of me.
That's all right. There's the one. Max jump into 5 righty, 30, 3+ left, 5 righty cut, and 4 left, tightens hold, and 5+ right, out over 100, tightens 4 short.
And now
Left
the
over
gravel
100.
zone.
Coming up in the gravel zone, yep.
Caution,
Richo famously, of
late,
course, and
3
Michell,
right
the
over brow,
two-wheel drive
into 3+
cars.
left,
Oh no.
Oh no!
onto gravel.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
That was my bad.
To the forbidden zone.
We might wind up back on the road.
Wait, we are. Look to your right.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're on the gravel.
Wait, what?
But they're back up.
Yeah.
Holy crap, they're
All
still
right,
moving.
How is the car? Is it drivable?
So, brow 35 righty over kick
Holy
and
crap,
5- left.
they're gonna go
50.
for it.
Right kink don't and left kink.
Christ as.
Slowing 6- right long and left into 5+ right hold.
They wound up back on the road and they're
5
just
right
running
right
it
over
through.
brow and lefty into eyes up. 5 right, tightens 3 over jump and tarmac. And tarmac, hug 4+ left.
That's a big one. Yep.
We definitely have a flat.
50. All right, we're almost done. Set 5+ left over brow, 50. 5 left hug, opens, tightens 4+. Right into 5 lefty, 50.
There appears to be a bit of a
Caution,
wiggle
5
at
left,
speed.
plus left
Yeah,
over
we
crest,
definitely
and
have
3+
at least a
left
flat,
hold,
if not a
iffy.
fully wobbly wheel
50.
somewhere.
He's still charging this
Late,
car.
3+ right and 3+ left push, commit.
I think if he gets it
Right
out
into
into the
5
open, he's
plus
home.
Left, 50. 4+ right
Jeez.
clip over brow and right into 4-
This is
left
where I was
hug,
saying this car
left
kind of
over
makes you feel
50,
like a
3+
hero
right
when you're
hug,
driving
and
this. It's
3
just
left,
managing a
4
high-speed
right
accident
into
for
4+
corner
left,
after corner
opens
after corner
over 120,
without
then tightens
a wheel
1+
that is
left.
loose and trying to throw
Tightens.
itself off of the car.
Yeah, I don't have
1+
words for this.
left,
This is
tightens
beyond my
30,
ability.
Don't 3+ right and 4 left clip.
Nice.
Beautiful.
3+ right don't 4 left clip 30. 3 right tightens opens braking over brow tightens 4. Left over 200.
Very
stretch.
close. Can almost see the
3+
observatory
right
up there.
opens over 70. Tightens don't.
Is an observatory
4+
up there? I thought
right
it was a
clip,
club.
And caution, rough late, 3+
just
left
assumed
and
it was an
tightens
observatory.
3. 5 lefty, righty, left over 70. 5+ right, 5+ left long, holds, pinches for brow, tightens 3.
Oh, I hate that turn.
Opens
Fastest
over
way through
50,
here, you just
tightens
dip
3+
a
left,
wheel off the track a
left over
little
max
bit.
brow 50.
Again,
5
heroic.
right, tightens 4, over
They can see the
finish.
prize.
50, max crest, 50.
Yeah! All right. Now 629.
629.39 with a massive accident.
So complete with a little pirouette ski.
Yeah.
Right?
That was
chaos.
absolutely amazing.
What a thing.
That is really scary.
Richo, Michelle, pull up some chairs, and if you need to take a moment, Please join us.
I would love to. Oh, that was so fun.
That was awesome.
Holy cow.
It was hard not knowing when my voice was hitting his ears.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that was the biggest takeaway.
There's
is
there's
bring an intercom.
The delay.
So we're gonna figure out how to make this a family affair here.
Yeah, there's a real world delay there that the sim introduces
Once
that you haven't seen
again,
around.
congratulations. That was absolutely amazing.
I didn't
I
see
also-
anything you did.
In fairness, I couldn't have done it on purpose. Like I'm not a Sebastian Loeb where someone's like, if you get a 6:37, I'll buy you a beer, and you just like drive that time. But the fact that we came up about it equal is.
Well, so about
Pretty
equal
darn
like wasn't really in my book of outcomes here, so I've got a problem now. I got to decide whether you get the consolation prize or the victory prize.
But
So
did
what I'm going to say is,
Did you
I have
roll
both.
land
Did you do a
back on the
kickflip?
road
Is
and
always
keep
the real
going
question.
Yeah, we
on
didn't.
a flat for
For
2
surviving well beyond disaster.
I mean, you absolutely didn't have to, but
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much
That
for
was
having
really
us.
fun. That was
This
great.
is,
What-
Hold on, sorry, we gave you the consolation prize. Sorry. There.
I'll just return this.
You can get that.
Well done, man. Well done. That's amazing.
Oh, this also works. Thank
There you
so
go.
Thank
much.
you.
There
Let's do the interview. I
let's do it.
have so many questions, and most
Oh
of them.
man, I'm crying a little bit. That was intense.
Most of them start with let's do profile. So Richo, Healey.
Beautiful photo.
Yeah.
A man who apparently needs to be outside all the time, and
A man with aggressively diagnosed or undiagnosed ADHD. Which one is? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I actually I organized these slides improperly. One of the questions that we asked Michelle and Richo on the way in was if you could have any rally car in your garage from history, what would that be? And Richo, you took the Delta.
Yeah,
the
and
Delta.
and why is it the Delta? Or
This thing is just like so unhinged. I said at the time, it's such a cop-out answer, right? Like it is not a like special or unique opinion, but just like so stupid, right? Like a modern supercar can do 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds. This thing can do 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds on gravel. Like it is just bananas. And so like the chances of you dying go way up. Like the second you choose to get in one.
You do seem to be drawn to things that have a really high.
You're also sitting on top of the fuel tank.
Yeah.
So your chances of dying really do go up.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like Pinto bad or not quite.
Like fuel tank go up the ass.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, the other thing that's sort of fascinating, and like now I've had the opportunity to see a couple of Group B cars, although Michelle's seen a lot more Group B cars. Like you interact with them if you got into the sport, interacting with like modern cars, and like, oh boy, they were sending it in cars that were like not like you grab an element of the cage and just like move it with your hands. Like it is so decorative because they were just trying to keep weight down.
I almost punched myself when I opened the door because the doors are so light.
Yeah.
So here is kind of the crazy part for me, and obviously I've got both of your bios here. We'll do the whole like accounting of sins, but like, Richo, you're new to this.
Yeah.
This isn't a thing you've been doing very long. How did you even get into this?
Yeah, so some people have already heard the story. I'll do my best to tell it before too long. But I had a skydiving friend who, both of us had done motorcycle stuff. I wanted to do a car thing because I'd never done a car thing. I thought it'd be fun. So I was like, hey, let's do a car thing. And between us, the sort of intersection in our things that we're interested in doing was Dirtfish. And so I was like, cool, let's go to Dirtfish. And then he bailed on me. But I was like, still going. So I went and did a couple classes at Dirtfish, and it was awesome. It was really, it was great. It really is like hard to overstate how much the people who work at Dirtfish like want you to be successful. Like it's not thrill laps. It's not like you drove a Ferrari, but like they're pretty willing to let you send it. So after a couple days at the fish, I stopped and was like, hey, like if I wanted to drive a rally.
Yeah, what's the next stage?
You know,
what does that look like?
How does that work?
So,
well done.
That's a really
thank you.
a really fantastic segue into Michelle.
That's from last weekend.
Who also
yeah, you did a hell of a run. I think I saw.
Loves being outdoors, and we asked you.
Jump out of planes very much.
We asked you the same rally question, and you chose.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about it.
They're really cute.
So the Peugeot 205, like Peugeot was the only rally car that video game nerds really got to play with in the early days of racing gaming, and then later the 206 and then the 207. Mad respect for it. I couldn't find a picture of a race prepped one for this.
Oh, I have one. I should have asked me.
Oh, well.
I have a Group B one, yeah.
Well, so here's the bonkers thing. Michelle, you do this for a living.
Yeah.
This is your job.
Yeah,
Tell us
my
about what
job.
you do.
Yeah.
Richo just shows up sometimes and does the thing.
Yeah, so because of people like Richo, I have a job. So I work at Dirtfish full-time as an instructor, and then I also co-drive professionally. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So he shows up, people like him, and are like, hey, I want to get into this. I'm like, hey, yes, more. And we help them get into rally cars, and then sometimes they ask us to come along with them.
Okay, so maybe I'm interrupting the interview flow, but how? Like, how did you get into this?
I started doing autocross like 2 decades ago.
So you've been doing motorsport for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah. I did that for a while. Did some coaching, volunteered a bunch, and then someone I raced against asked me to come interview at the school. So that's how I ended up doing the gravel stuff. And once I got on the dirt, I kind of didn't want to go back.
You're like, this is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, there's a little more freedom. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, let's just get rid of the stuff now here because
no, that's okay.
we don't
I
need
will
the stuff anymore.
say though, like I started watching rally in the mid '90s, and the Peugeots were racing quite a bit there. Not this one, of course, but I always wanted one. So I was, and then I saw the 205T, and I was like, oh man, that's a good looking car.
So we've got like student and instructor here, but not only are you student and instructor, you are also the actual 2024 champions for ARA.
I would say we're teammates now.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty
we've gone
safe
past
bet.
the student instructor.
Once you have matching shirts,
right?
it's a done deal, right?
Yeah, you look the part.
Yeah.
And is that just how that happened? You just instructed him at Dirtfish, and he was like, hey, I want to do the next step. Let's do racing. And you were like, sure, you're loony enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I rode with him at the school, and, he drove well and seemed to want to work hard, and those are the type of people I like to be around. And he's fun, so, like, that adds, but also that you said it, like, a minute before he went in, all of a sudden we went from being goofy to, like, okay, like, it's time to go.
It's showtime.
Yeah,
that's kind of how we both operate, so it's a good
yeah,
pairing.
I totally agree. Like, I feel like, both of us, like we're, I think, fun to be around. Like, I don't know.
Or think we're fun to be around. I don't know if anyone else does.
I am always, if someone's like, hey, we're going to go make poor choices, you want to come? I'm like, yeah. Like, probably. But at the same time,
famously an enabler of poor choices.
But, like, I think both of us have the other side of that coin, which is that we are very, very driven to be successful, right? And so, like, I think we do a good job of, like, picking our moments. Because, like, when the game face isn't on, like, we do enjoy hanging out. Like, we've done some social activities together as well as racing, and, like, it's always a good time. But, like, we get out on stage or even, like, on recce, and it's very, like,
so
like, let's get at it.
As wonderful as this is, this isn't why you're here.
Correct.
Tell us why you're here.
Yeah, so we're doing the Olympus Rally this year.
Oh,
again.
yeah, this is my home rally, so I'm just here. Yeah.
But yeah, so this is our first year competing together in open two-wheel drive. We've upgraded the car pretty significantly.
I'm gonna go get that for you.
We also we had a pretty good run. Yeah, such a good photo.
That's a
Such a good
fantastic
race.
shot.
Trevor absolutely crushed it. A fun fact about this photo. So it was taken at the Ojibwe Forest Rally last year. We're in a really, really tight battle with Roberto, who is also like pretty dead set on that championship. And we wound up winning the rally by 0.4 of a second. But our rally is measured in hours, right? Like I think our total time was like 2 hours 24, whatever. So like 0.4 of a second across like two, however
36 miles. And
exactly.
Yeah, and the point of the race, that's this instead of just.
Yeah, totally. It is like getting stuck in the dust. Like obviously a flat is going to add minute. It is like such an insignificant margin. So that was an incredible rally for us. Like that was a pretty awesome moment.
So both of you are going to be here, or rather over on the other side of Tacoma.
Yes.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
Doing this for real.
Yeah.
That's right.
And anyone could just come out to the middle of
the woods.
The other end of Tacoma and watch this happen in real time.
Yeah, so we'll start Saturday with Parc Exposé, which is French for car show.
I heard Nate say it's fancy for car show. I'm totally sold on that.
And anyone can come check out the cars, hop in, meet all the drivers. There's 86 cars entered. There's 27 racing in Open 2. That starts at 8 in downtown Shelton. And then we go out to the woods and we race until like, I don't know, 8 p.m. or something like that. So you can go to Olympus Rally and check out the spectator guide and find out where you can go. Please don't go on the stage roads, though.
Yeah.
Please. Don't shut down our roads.
Yeah, we lost so many stages to spectators last year. I mean, the other thing that I think people are surprised by is it's free.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's free.
Like, if you want to go see most forms of motorsport, it's like...
Many dollars.
Yeah, like, it varies from somewhat to unbelievably expensive to go and spectate. And so one thing that's cool about Rally is that it really is, like, just come out and watch. And, like Michelle said, please be respectful of the banner tape and the stage captains. But, yeah, like, please come out and hang out. It is sort of nuts how close you get to the action.
So I've got one more question. I want to give Goals one more question before we cram our drivers back into their pods here. And I'm into this for the machinery. Like, I love the mechanics of everything. So I want to know about last year, Jolene was a limited two-wheel drive competitive car. And this year, I understand Jolene is an open two-wheel drive competitive car. What does that transformation look like?
So I should have sent you the screenshot. The rulebook for open two-wheel drive is very succinct. It goes, the car must be two-wheel drive.
There's a weight limit.
Yeah, there's a weight limit. There is a displacement limit. Like there's some sort of like sub-rules, but the rule that governs specifically open two-wheel drive literally is 1 point, and it says the car has to be two-wheel drive. So the rules are extremely permissive. You know, some of the more general rules still apply, like the car has to be identical in plan view minus wheel flares, so like you can't wide track your car by 6 feet each way. But for us, it's a pretty significant upgrade. We got to cut quite a lot of metal out of the car. The limited 2 rules, you have to keep a lot of stuff in the spirit of trying to make the cars be limited. We also got an extra liter of displacement.
That's a big deal. All right.
Yeah, which adds a lot of power and a lot of noise.
And you guys have a team backing you that's doing this, right?
Correct. Yeah. So River City Rally runs the car for us, does a spectacular job. Hooper is HMFIC, is how he's referred to as in our movement plans. And so him and his team have done all of this for us, basically. And then the big thing that I'm all excited about is now we have a sequential gearbox, so I get to feel like a big boy racing.
And a big old wing.
And a big old wang.
All right.
Yeah.
Goals, what you got?
I mean, I'll just use this opportunity to plug what you do a little bit more, because I did a Dirtfish does what do they call them? Hot laps, or like thrill ride experiences. And I was able to tell my driver that I was a friend of Richo and Michelle's, and that I wanted to have the ever-living shit scared out of me. And I believe that's what happened.
That is so cool.
Wait, who was your driver?
I do
was
not.
It me?
I do not remember. No, I do.
Careful, buddy.
I do not remember who my driver was, but it was a hell of a time. And all things considered, the thrill rides are incredibly reasonable, and so is the rally instructing. So I would just say, like, if this is something you're in the area and you're at all interested in, like you're seeing here, the people at Dirtfish are fucking awesome. Go out and do the thing. It's a killer use here.
Anyone out there right now could, 1, go see these 2 rally for real this weekend.
That's right.
Or 2, go get instructed in the art and the science of rally for money, because that's how Dirtfish makes its money. At any time.
Goods for services.
And that is why we are Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. This is where all the cool stuff happens.
You know what?
But yeah, I mean, system works, right? Like I went from like advanced class to champion, and like.
Yeah, you're kind of the proof. Your kind of proof is in the pudding that Dirtfish is the real fucking deal, and I'm sure you're not the only one on that list.
I think that they won the damn thing. It's like every time I look at the interview notes, I'm like, oh, you know, they won the thing.
Yeah.
Richo, Michelle, thank you so much for coming out.
Absolutely.
Would you like to hang out and commentate on the final feature?
Yeah, I mean, I did a bad thing, so I might as well tell the people they did a bad
All right,
thing.
let's hold on. We go.
Hang out.
They're waiting in the wings.
Sit in the hot seat.
Am I in your way?
This one needs a steering wheel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can do the full rally thing and just put some vice grips on it.
Yes,
well, none of those things work now. Let's do that. There we go.
Yeah.
As you sit down, you get your ratchet strap and your vice grips.
But which one of them is going to roll, land back on stage, and keep going, Richo? Well done, man. Well done.
That was
epic.
real convenient. I actually, while we have a second while they're setting up, I think it's like one of those incredible things that people don't appreciate about co-drivers is not just like reading the notes and keeping up, which is still heroic, but like that thing that we did where you have a big one and your co-driver doesn't lose their place in the notes. It's like it's not uncommon.
This was something I was thinking about when I watched it happen. I thought I had a lot of thoughts watching that happen. One of my thoughts was, wow, the braver person is abso-fucking-lutely Michelle. Because in the real world circumstance, she's just hanging out in the car. She's like, every once in a while glancing up, but also just like face into a notebook, like while this car is careening through the forest at speed.
Was it weird not feeling it, but seeing
That
it?
was a little weird.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like I couldn't tell when he could hear me, so that part was a little weird.
It was actually, I mean, it was funny. You're drifting out in front of me, but with the lag and everything going on, like in the real car, I mostly shut up. It's probably for the best. But like I can talk to Michelle if I need to, and so I'll say like sooner or later you're ahead. You know, like I can communicate what I need. But with the lag, it was so hard to figure out like what the trend was.
And the problem
so,
is
like,
it's variable. So
yeah,
the audio lag between the two of you is about 100 milliseconds. The video lag of your two positions to the front varies between 0 and 200. The spectator lag from the separate harness can be anywhere up to 2 seconds. And all these things usually converge into a happy place, but that is not always true.
And I mean, this is definitely not like making excuses or dissing on anyone, but it was one of those things where like while I'm driving, I'm trying to make the judgment call.
Yeah.
Do I say something? Because on like half the time, like another classic thing is like on stage, something exciting happens. Like I had a crest that turned out to be a jump, for example, which is a classic. We've done that a few times now. And as I'm going to be like, hey, can you make that a jump? I can already see her scribbling in the
That's a good move, Tom.
and so I just don't say it. Right? And so I'm like doing the math on whether or not I should speak up, and then probably shouldn't. But
so here we are at Summit Point.
So everyone else knows that I wasn't paying attention. What are we driving? Fill us in real quick.
Yeah. So hold on, we got something for this, and we can do it while they are getting prepped here. So we're moving into Feature Race 2, which is, there we go, which is, of course, the TCR spec touring cars, which is the hallmark of our third season here. Last season, obviously, the SF23 open wheelers. These are all front-wheel drive. They're in the 300 horsepower category. They've got a very, very finely tuned balance of performance across them. And so we like to think that the Civic is the braking queen. The Elantra is kind of the middle of the road, does everything well. The Audi has the best straight line performance and also brakes very well. And the Veloster, most of the drivers agree, has the best turn in and the best exit.
The Veloster is the hot hatch, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And I think
objectively the best one.
Yes.
Until I had seen the Kona N, I think the most attractive car that Hyundai has ever created.
I've had to feel so many feelings because of the Veloster's existence, like because it can, like A, big hot hatch stand, and B, like it honestly is like it's a really nice looking car. Like Kia,
they're sweet.
They've had like a track record. Yep. But like it really is a car that you're like, ooh, and then you're like,
that?
Why am I?
Then you see the Hyundai badge, and you're like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, like
my mind can be changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're taking those to Summit Point, which is a course in West Virginia currently configured as a 2-mile track. It was opened originally in '73, and it's hosted more or less every professional road racing series at one point or another, although its focus is amateur racing, which is one of the reasons that we like it so much here.
Perfect for us.
Perfect for us. This is the 2-mile configuration. They also have, yes, the Velo Stars. They also have a much smaller course, which would be more appropriate for go-karts. And we have not put that out.
That's me.
Today.
So who's driving the teal car? Because that's a nice color.
I want to say that was Space Pew's vehicle.
Well, there's Richo's car. That's when he's going to
Yeah,
Duffy's gotta be me.
Duffy, like the pink ones.
So we have had them in practice now for, we're going to call it 5
16.
My lord.
How y'all feeling? You ready to qualify, or you want a little bit more?
We barely got into it.
They would like a little bit more practice.
So these,
someone spent a lot of
these
that.
4 race here all the time.
Yeah, so the format that we do.
I blame Conan for telling him there's frickin' brake bias.
Local drivers commit to
Oh,
a full
I didn't
season.
even touch the
You
brake
can't commit
bias.
to a full
I
season,
found out
you'll
there's
see next
ABS.
season, and that is either 4 or 6 weeks, depending on
That makes me feel so much
every
worse.
Wednesday night. And then we also have a cast of remote drivers that join us from all sorts of places around the United States. And between all of them, and you can kind of see down there in the corner cam, we've got our scoreboard and leaderboard there.
Oh, yeah.
And we keep track of everybody. And this is... That was a good spice. Let's pop into pod 4 here with
Cool.
Conan
Cool,
doing
cool,
his
cool.
best to practice.
Right through the between up.
Well, he just thought that they could use a little toe adjustment.
You know, I just watched Conan
Mayonnaise
drive for a
magic.
little bit, and I gave him some rally advice, which might not be working out so well for him on the tarmac here.
I
but-
definitely.
but I made it work.
Sorry.
Oh.
Well, I would like. I didn't tell him like what the advice was. I just gave him like very imperative instructions. So I'm like hard left, and then you're gonna peel out, and then big brake, and then lift. And he's like, oh, kind of like a Scandi. I'm like a fucking massive Scandi.
We spend a lot of time judging
the brakes
Conan
on
on
the other
this
car is
show,
so
and
much
this
better
might
than
be the most
the
completely
Monster.
he has ever been judged.
Yeah.
In reality.
Yeah. It is. It's nothing if not justifying of my position here to have you two both sit here and go like, oh, well, that was a bonehead move.
Well, I mean,
and of
like,
course-
He's the only one I know well enough to really push it
and
out,
it comes
so,
from a
you
place
know.
of love. Of course, we love and adore Conan very much.
So
Michelle,
who's in the pink and purple car?
oh wow, pink and purple.
Around me, there's nothing that I'm
Winner
concerned
seat.
This is the reality of somebody. Conan, of course, has actually spent time racing motorcycles on a track, does the thing all the time. And so you put him in a car and he sort of just approaches it with the reckless abandon of somebody like Richo going up mountain.
That one right there. So that is Conan's car is like the prismatic Audi, and then
Oh,
the
beautiful.
Utah Cruise and the fuchsia,
Oh, got
the
it.
fuchsia Honda.
The big don't crew.
The big,
Yeah.
The big
Yeah.
don't.
I thought
Now-
about throwing a huge stone. Oh.
No, it's all
Who
right.
was that?
They still had two wheels on the track.
Hold it together. Hold it together.
And we're going to advance to quali because now we've seen enough drama
All
to
right,
get lots of
quali
marbles out
time.
there on the track, and that's the best time to race.
Oh, you
Perfect.
should have had us drive the track.
Yeah, right. I thought about throwing a huge stone in our
Oh,
notes.
God, that was the
just for
worst
the
Yeah,
place
crew.
to
Yeah,
advance.
colloquially here at the
Right
Tonight We
then.
Race server, we've been referring to you,
Right in
Michelle,
the middle
as
of the
Big Don't,
hairpin.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
which I think is a lovely nickname.
Good luck. Have fun, everybody.
So to give you the drama, what are the through lines of our story here tonight? Conan has swept the first 4 races of the season with first place finishes, and he is currently by far the point favorite. However, he did not finish podium in the first race tonight, and Dr. Gould is beginning to make a push back up the leaderboard. So the story that we are going to focus on here is the qualifying times of Conan and Dr. Gould and Overtake, aka Knox, aka Tom. And if they are in a good qualifying position, then we're going to have a very exciting race. I mean, it's going to be exciting regardless, right? But
So I'm just kind of peeking over at the scoring here. Is it like, do you do drop rounds? What's the format here?
so it's an amended Formula One sort of a. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no.
no! You locked me out of my score.
Is it you?
I'm not crawling over there and logging in from here. Hold on. Control T.
I got a microphone stand in front of me.
Oh no, I'm fully logged
Yeah,
out.
it logged you out. It
Yeah.
was like,
I mean, this track's like so far. I've broken a sim.
Yep.
Definitely broke a couple of Lance's calls. I've now broken a spreadsheet.
Yep.
I think I'm just gonna key someone's car as I leave and like call it a good evening.
Let's just
You-
get
you
this
have
all over with
summoned-
now before the weekend starts.
Can
That-
you
that-
mouse click me into here? You have summoned quite a bit of. Hold on, we've got.
oh, I'm doing all sorts of stuff.
there we go.
Hey, all right, we found it.
There
all
you
right,
go.
here is our current standings.
So
which,
13 points for first place finish, and then 10 points, and then 8 points, and then 2 splits and 1 splits to the back.
and this does not reflect the first feature race yet.
Gotcha.
So this is not entirely current, but this is as it was as the date.
And what were the results? Sorry, we were furiously doing.
No,
a
of course, you had a job to do. We actually had, I believe it was Dr.
Dr.
Gould, who
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
currently in, what is that, 4th place?
No,
place?
he's sitting back in 5th.
5th place, pulled out of first place finish.
Sixth.
Dr. Gould, Conan and I have been sim racing with Dr. Gould a long time. A shitload of raw speed on that guy. He can just, I believe he was a second and a half faster than everybody else around that track last time, so we may see something like that again.
I think everybody entered this season terrified of Dr. Gould and Blue Flag, and they are now in the middle of the season terrified of Conan.
Right.
And that's where we live right
That's
now.
a reasonable feeling to experience. I
Yeah.
think, for a variety of reasons.
Anybody who's been on track with Conan, I think, shares that opinion.
Is there
So-
track with Conan? I'm sorry.
I have. Conan built a car, right? He was like, I want to build a car. That's a thing that I want to do. So he built the Pontiac, which I assume
Which is a car.
Which is a car.
It is like it takes.
But it's
it makes
not.
great noises.
Yeah, Michelle, you've driven the Pontiac.
He
What's
put-
that like?
I
He put a
tried to
Corvette
drive
engine in the Pontiac.
It was awesome.
He put a transmission and a
Yeah.
differential in it that could handle something upwards of 900 horsepower.
That's what you do in a Pontiac.
Yeah.
He put a manual in it, the clutch of which the spring pressure could eject you from the car. And then he bombs around the hills of Oakland.
Well, he bounces around because the suspension doesn't damp.
It has a bench seat, which is the most important.
That's true.
It does have a bench seat, which does
It's
not go very far forward.
Great lateral support.
Well, I also, when I drove the Pontiac, I drove it back to back with 90s NSX.
Me
Oh,
too.
oh
Yeah,
god! Oh,
which there could not be two like driving experiences
yeah.
at like more opposite ends of a scale.
Well, I believe
it
Ayrton
was
Senna
Jeff,
actually.
right? Jeff's
Yeah,
NSX.
correct.
We keep
Yeah.
asking Jeff to come on the show.
You should have Jeff
Oh,
on the
yeah,
show.
he'd be
He's a
great.
riot.
I believe Ayrton Senna was quoted like when he was helping design the NSX. He said, "Make this like a Pontiac."
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Pontiac especially, like, it definitely has springs. It may
Yeah.
or may not have dampers.
Yeah,
you
there
know,
may or
you're
may
just
not
like
be dampers.
bouncing down the road.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
How
It's a
many
class.
times did you stop?
So many.
Me too.
Like
yeah.
a truly humiliating.
Yeah.
Just
As
historically
some
having
of
a
it, though,
terrible
was
second
that,
lap.
I'm trying to back out
with
of a
these
parking
things.
space.
I think you only need one good
Goddamn
one.
NSX next to me.
Yeah.
And it's really tight, and I'm like
Yeah.
very aware that if I smash the Pontiac into the NSX,
Yeah.
Things aren't gonna go.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
would be
Alright.
best
Might lose
friends.
some friends.
Our hot lap times are coming in here. This was a lone qualifier, which means they were not able to see each other or interact with each other on the track, and they had the opportunity to turn in 2 hot laps before time is called. It looks like in the Hellman's Mayonnaise car, Dr. Gould is going to be sitting on a 1:16.85, which is about a tenth of a second, 2/10 of a second faster than looks like Space Punies in second there, followed by Conan in third, with offside Knox Tom in fourth. So we have all the elements that we need for this to be an exceptional race from a standings perspective. I am looking forward to it. Where is the drama cam going to be on
I mean, it's
start
also
today?
like second through fourth is tight, right?
Yeah.
Like
Got a tight
there was
pack,
like
yeah.
barely a couple tenths in it. Like, yeah, it
So
goes.
is this a track where you want pole? Because I know sometimes that's not always the best spot.
This one isn't particularly dangerous. Unlike last week, where turn 1 is an absolute slayer, this is a fairly safe track to be out early on.
Yeah, it's also worth saying that like we've been at this long enough now to where turn 1 isn't usually the end of the race for most
it's
people.
not use your best friend's brakes.
Yeah, right. It's 9 times out of 10
I'm
we can
not
make it around
messing it
turn
up
1
this
without,
time.
without big incident now.
Hopefully.
So we'll
I'm
see.
proud of you.
Yeah, right. Oh, did we get a rolling
Okay,
start
pace
on
car
this
goes
one?
off.
Oh, I
You
wanna
could
do
just
Le
gun
Mans.
it.
Did we-
right?
did we do?
Yeah, let's
Oh, we did do a
It
roll.
would
Let's
appear
do
to see a
this one. All right.
sim
Apparently
Le
not.
Mans stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
where
I
like
got
everyone
an
stops with their
black flag for
PC
that.
off.
Yeah, we've
And you have
talked
to
about
run
it.
every once in a while,
God.
like turn your shit on.
So we did the math of
Yeah,
starting
fully
everybody in the
into
green room and
Yeah.
making them come
Okay,
out of
Derek,
here,
I'm
and
just
the
gonna do whatever you
liability
do,
of
so
Yeah,
if
I
it's
think
wrong,
having
it's your
4
fault.
people sprint through this room
Yeah,
That,
well,
that doesn't sound safe.
was a bit much.
I'm
One
gonna
of my first
offshore my
motorsport
responsibilities.
outings with Conan was a 12-hour mini moto race.
Oh, you came to the mini moto.
I did come to the mini moto, and it was Le Mans start, which was awesome.
Yes.
Except that we had a bike with no starter.
Yes, yes.
So we had to ask.
Was that the RM?
No, this was the gas.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
we had to ask if we could start at the back of the grid, and we just sort of nominated our heaviest person to be the one that. Luckily, the grid was actually on a slight downhill, so we were able to like get some steam behind it.
This is not the most well-organized pack I've ever seen in the parade lap.
So actually, are they doing an actual parade lap gridding and going? Or is
Yeah.
this
No. It's a rolling start. They're
So-
the pace car is gonna ditch and then they're gonna go.
I've never done or cared about a form of motorsport that like has rolling starts as a concept.
It's in sim racing, it's usually just a way to introduce grand chaos.
Like,
The-
have you seen our highlights videos? The
I
standing
have.
starts are complete disasters.
Yeah, which
That's why we love them.
yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's like especially in iRacing, it can be difficult to tell exactly when the race starts. The car pulls off, you wait a little bit, and then somebody goes. Is kind of always how it happens.
So it turns out there is a ton of metagaming around like trying to be at the back of that pack, and then expanding, like slinking back out,
and then getting
and
the
then
speed as
trying
the-
to be at pace when the greens hit, so you can kind of catapult forward
Speak
a couple
of the devil, I think someone is currently trying to pull that stunt.
Yeah.
This may be the Utah crew, I believe.
Can't
we're watching
imagine
here.
who that might be.
Shake and bake, baby.
How
Is this a?
I
We're
mean,
going in
you guys
double
watch the
stack,
rallycross.
so,
It's all
you
about
know.
turn one.
Oh boy.
My God.
Is this a?
Are you gonna pull
like,
off?
a road?
Whoa!
Wow. That was
And he's gone.
aggressive.
I mean, it's rare that like the safety car is involved in the incident at turn 1.
So now Dr. Gould controls the entire pace of this race until the green hits, and he's keeping it way low.
Yeah, are we
Oh,
supposed
let's
to
get
gun
that
it?
spectator.
Or do we
Up,
get the light?
you gotta wait for the lights.
This is it. We're just
There it
driving
goes.
around like
The
this.
lights are green. Honestly, one of the tamest and probably the best rolling starts I've seen here at TW.
And everybody got their
Like-
kick about the same time.
I know it's inappropriate to be disappointed, but
No, no, it's. I mean, like we're here for the show, right? Like,
Man,
Conan early
looks
trying
like
to
it's
get
already
inside
there.
of Dr. Gould.
like to use this time to remind our racers that at 10 incidents you will get a drive-through penalty.
I totally Vignala's
that's
that.
3.
Conan's sitting on a big fat 0 right now. That's good.
Wait, okay, so maybe that's a good question for me to ask. Like, how is the line between like Robbins racing and like an incident?
So iRacing
don't
does
like this.
unfortunately not the best job of simulating the car body. So everything here is a rigid body. So any car-to-car contact is breaking traction on your tires every time. So unlike a lot of real-life racing, rubbing really isn't racing. Rubbing tends to be crashing in iRacing.
One of the reasons that we
Sorry,
came
Kenny.
back to the touring car cars for this season is because we kind of calculated this would be the right balance of still entertaining to drive and resilient to being knocked off kilter in a little bit of rubbings racing. Sort of
Round
season.
2, Tom.
In the Formula 23s that we
Here
drove
we go.
last season. See if we can go find where that happened.
Well, yeah, when you start adding
Or
arrow
not.
and something falls on.
Yeah, or not. What the fuck was that?
Absolutely.
And also when
Yeah.
open wheels touch each other,
Probably.
total
That's
disaster.
Not, that's not fun. Uh-oh. Someone's on
sucked.
grass.
Yep, looks like there's been a couple of incidents here on track. Space Ponies, it looks like, found some
Who's
contact.
driving in the Utah crew? Is it Mike?
Yeah, he's a little bit
And the pink
further
guy,
back
that's
than I
me.
otherwise would
Okay,
expect.
full aggression then.
Is it Mike or
Switching to go mode.
Space Beauties has chosen violence.
Setting Audi to kill.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Tom.
So sorry, I think I missed the answer before. Are there drop rounds, or do you just keep everything
Already at
as far as
5?
the
Oh,
championships?
if you gotta
concerned?
So, as of right now, we just keep everything as far as the championships concerned. All our previous seasons have been 4 races. Oh my gosh.
That was over. That was right about here.
A little overcooked coming
When
in
you
there,
race
but it
the
looks
super
like we avoided
lights, you
incidents.
learn
Well,
how to
I
give
think they
people
did a good
space.
job of using
Yeah.
how to slow down.
Yep, I appreciate
Classic
it.
movie, yeah.
It's not worth ending your race
worked
because
in
it
the
will
sim.
happen in the on the public racing.
A driving instructor's favorite 2 word.
Yeah, that's exactly.
My brother-in-law used to not let me play under his handle because I made his score go down in Forza.
And what does your brother-in-law do now?
He used to work at Forza, yeah.
Dr. Gould in the Hellman's Mayonnaise car, expanding his lead, but there's drama coming up right behind him.
Oh no.
Whoever's in 6th is not
Looks like-
having the time of their lives anymore.
It sure sounds like we've had a pretty big incident
Good
here.
on, Tom.
Thanks.
And here's the 1, 2, 3 story. Conan trying to find his way around offside.
Knox or Tom.
Absolutely.
Or Knox or Tom.
It's an impressive amount of gravel coming
Break
out.
here?
It really
Okay,
is.
you do.
Yeah, it straigens me out better.
Man, Conan is really desperate to make that move.
Who did I eat?
Like it's just a
Unless
very
a man
light
would
touch on it.
wait for the opportunity.
You're more or less describing the circumstances that made us turn on damage this season.
Always. You're gonna win, man.
To
You
be
got
fair,
this, for sure.
Conan
Play
has
it
pulled
faster,
off some
so-
absolutely monstrous heroic passes in the studio.
Yeah, the reality is sometimes it's heroics
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes it's,
You're like
villainous.
2 seconds on man and quality.
We're being informed that there is crap on the track.
There's detritus on the racing service.
There you go. Take it.
On the right? Thank you.
Space Beauties flying around Mr. Goat. I believe he is still in aggression mode. He looks pretty calm.
Is that a specific button on the wheel? We lost our switch from last season.
Oh no.
So I had a switch
so
that I made
good.
for a dash labeled send, and the 2 settings were full of max. And so we put it on, and the first day, I think after lunch, I flipped it to max, and then we immediately had a bit of a whoopsie.
Oh, maybe don't do that again.
Yeah, now I leave it set to full. It seems like the better setting.
But you no longer have that switch.
Yeah, so in amongst, obviously, like the
lots of
basically
things
getting
changed,
rebuilt.
yeah.
And as far as things that I'm going to
Thank
whine
you
about,
for,
it's pretty
you
low on
know,
the list, but-
carrying speed through there, Tom.
I apologize. I don't remember who put this in their interview notes, but before Jolene, there
Yeah, I
was
saw I
another
got
car.
close.
There was another car, Dolly.
It was Dolly. What happened to Dolly?
So to be clear, I didn't do it. But Dolly had a pretty big one last year, and unfortunately, Dolly is no longer with us.
Dolly had a huge don't.
Oh, I got to do
Yeah.
his drive.
Actually,
Yeah.
Dolly had more of like
Uh-oh.
a max. On
Yeah,
a
it's my turn
so
again.
5+.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
We should really
Go
just try
great.
and go chase
Way
Derek,
up.
let's be honest.
Well, I'm trying.
And was Dolly
I'm
another
just
like
failing.
Yeah, so Dolly was an IS-250, very similar spec to Joe. Like, honestly, I think the big difference is just that Joe's build was a lot tidier, because every time Group does another one,
Oh,
it makes
damn.
sense. But I'm actually
I should
bringing
have
one
just
of
cut your
Dolly's
nose
hoods
off and taken that so I could make that
Uh,
corner at that
'cause,
speed.
2 years ago, I bumped a tree a little bit, and Hooper held onto the hood that I wrapped around a tree as a souvenir, so I'm going to bring it home. If you see me out there and you want to sign a hood,
Interrupting
Love
the
it.
sentimentality here for just a moment to announce that Conan has both gained and lost the position on,
incredible work.
Incredible.
Truly love to see it.
but is all up ins, as they say.
So, who is this in front of Conan?
This is offside knocks time.
I'm guessing no one has ever felt less calm in their entire lives.
I having spent a lot of time in the seat racing Conan, it can either be glorious and fantastic, but most of the time it's just terrifying.
Yeah, I say this as someone who just tried to kickflip a car down.
Yeah.
So, like,
No, actually, I wouldn't go so far as to say you tried, but you did, and you ended up back on the road.
yeah, no, the only failure was the down the mountain part. The kickflip was absolutely achieved.
Like, did you guys cover that while we were fixing the pods? You took that car back out of the ditch and finished the race.
Yeah, which is
I mean,
the
we
most
finished the
rally
race on
thing.
a flat before.
Kind
Yeah,
of
that is
insane.
some real rally shit. Like,
Yeah, that was the most rally experience I think we could have had here in the pods.
You're
was-
welcome. We did that on purpose.
Putting on a hell of a show.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing to remember is that, like, a lot of times that's safer, right? Like, a car sticking out of a ditch is a real hazard for people behind.
It's a
So,
very
like,
good point.
ignoring your competitive interests, if you can get the damn thing out of the stage, like, everyone will be happy.
Get it out of the stage. That makes a lot of sense.
Whose Audi are we looking at here? This is Conan's Audi.
You can tell because of the 404.
He's the one of the drivers using the actual Tonight We
Always
Race
thinking
numbering
about
system.
it. I was looking at
Oh,
how
and he's done it. And he's done it.
Oh, that's
Capitalizing
clean.
on the mistake.
Totally clean.
That's gonna
Not
be
to put too fine a point on it, but when you drop back a little bit, make space, and then make a move, you pass.
That's interesting.
absolutely. You
Pass
can
got very-
you can absolutely.
And now the drama cam has retracted by one car. The Hellman's Mayonnaise car way out in front.
Okay, so does he just like mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I mean, I do too.
Yeah. Who doesn't like mayonnaise?
It's a fine condiment.
How do your burger buns get
everyone's got a
crispy,
cake with
right?
this one.
Like everybody's got.
iRacing has collected a weird melange of sponsors over the years that have allowed them to use the liveries like within their vehicles, and so you will find like Fanatec and Simicube and Osikfeld and all these like sim hardware manufacturers, and then pick your tuning shop of your choice, like all the big manufacturers, and also helmets.
Yeah.
You'd
Also,
love to see it.
also the mayonnaise, which like if you're a sim racer scrolling through the list of sponsors to put on your car, what else are you gonna do
I
but
mean,
pick the
look
mayo?
how
I mean,
much.
yeah.
Look how much they're out
Absolutely.
there,
I'm
you know?
really surprised there's not 8 mayonnaise cars.
Yeah.
Well, as I learned from Escape from Tarkov, a tub of mayonnaise restores 100% of your
Yes.
caloric needs for
Yeah,
the day.
that's true. So
Oh, learned something today.
Yeah, there you go.
So as we know, you have the new version of Joe. We just learned your first version had your send meter or your send switch. Is there any little Easter eggs in the new car that are silly that we should know about?
So this is the great thing. If there are, I don't know about.
You don't even know yet.
So we've only driven the car once. We were just out in Kentucky last week, basically like putting our very first miles in the car, and so like it is a very it is literally some like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Happening right now. So yeah, honestly, like
Who knows?
probably.
Yeah.
Odds are good.
She has a few more pink stuff bits on her.
which is always good.
I think that we linked all of your various socials in all of the appropriate places where we have socials, but
Couldn't have been .03
for
slower, bro.
posterity, tell us, what is the best place to see?
Just a little slower.
Is it Insta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Insta is, and I'm gonna try. We'll see what we get. Be a little bit better about like doing stuff while we're out racing. I am sort of trying to do something with the YouTube channel, but that's much more just like unedited full stages. So like if you want to see an onboard, that's where it's going to wind up. But
It's a great video storage mechanism, frankly.
Yeah, totally. And honestly, I mean, one thing that Ken used to do was almost like a stage description. Like you just talk for a minute about like how he felt about the stage and then post the video. So I might start doing that. But
Oh, I can't wait to record this. It's so fun.
As somebody who, according to my app analytics, spends anywhere between like 3 to 4 hours on YouTube a week, I would absolutely watch those videos.
I mean, selfishly I like it when my competition posts them because I watch a lot of like
Ooh,
onboards of people.
That doesn't sound good back there. Is there an earthquake?
It does sound like there's been a rather big.
Yes, is the answer to that question.
So you're
I
not allowed to
don't-
park there.
I don't recognize that corner.
Does anyone have? Does anyone have a high
that's the
lift?
parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's right back in
Is
it.
that Park Ferme?
He's still alive. He's
You know the
back out.
words.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I forgot.
This is the
Oh, Instagram. Yeah.
yeah, social
Yeah.
medias,
Yeah,
right,
totally.
right,
Yeah.
right. That makes sense. Like you like watching, you love it when a competitor will post the video, so you can kind of hear their
Yeah,
their
I mean,
take.
I've stolen a lot of notes from our competitors where I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. But also, I mean, like same as this, right? Like watching what the people who are slightly faster than you are doing, super helpful. And then there's the absolute mad lads like Martinez who like nearly put a rear-wheel drive car on the overall podium a couple years ago. Like you just watch it to be like scared straight, basically.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick check-in here with about 5 minutes 30 left on the clock. And it looks like this is still Dr. Gould's race to keep and win with Conan right on his heels and a couple seconds behind them offside. We've got...
I think someone's just issued a penalty.
That's unfortunate. Can we go back to the incident counter?
Oh
no! We have 2 black
That's
flags in
exciting.
pod 1 and pod 3.
And I'm not even driving.
It's all political, man. Well, here's the rare blue-black flag combination.
What is that?
10 incidents.
Slow down, but maybe just stop.
I did get over to
I was gonna say when you get lapped while doing a bad
You don't
thing,
have to
but that also
stop.
works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There goes the Mayo car.
Possibly not the worst possible flag combination. You could also get meatballs and debris.
Sure.
So these cars look very towy. I'm seeing a lot of people having sort of second thought on turn in. How hard are these things to drive?
Yeah, well, they're actually like they're rather forgiving and fun, which is one of the biggest reasons we ended up selecting them. However,
fun wheel drive.
That's
they
right.
epitomize lift oversteer. They are
They
like,
do.
you think the 911 epitomizes lift oversteer? Absolutely not.
I think this is one of the things that I think makes these cars really interesting. Is they're so tuned into the weight transfer of the car. There's nothing more dangerous than a high-speed braking zone in these cars, because if you brake too suddenly, you take all of the weight off the rear wheel. If you have any steering input in, the rear end just
And
comes
that was
down.
why Oran Park was so absolutely dangerous, because the 1-2 turn
up
combination
on
is
your
coming
left
off the back
here,
straight into a gentle left sweep, and then the hard left turn 2, and people were just completely losing it through that sweep. Like they'd lift, they'd get on the brakes in anticipation of turn 2, the butt would swing out, and that'd be the end of it.
You know what they need to do is come to Dirt Pitch, because that's how you drive a car there.
This is what I'm
Ah!
talking
Yeah.
about.
So, you know, we can teach you to harness that energy and come through the car.
I am.
Full
I-
broadside, wearing out
I
flags.
can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that should sufficient revenue for this project come into the bucket, we will take that revenue and we will
shovel it into dirt.
We will
Fish.
shovel it into dirt
That's
fish
right.
so that we can do this over there with
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That'd be a fun episode.
Yeah.
And similarly, if you have any hotheads over at Dirtfish that kind of like this thing that we're doing over there and they want to take a pass through the laboratory,
I do, and some of them are actually good at it.
All right, well, never mind then.
No,
We,
maybe we'll do a Dirt Fish night or something. That would be really fun.
No, we have never had
Right.
guests through the studio before. This is a new experience
This
for
is
all
the
of us.
first time?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah, thank
absolutely.
you for indulging us. This was very
I'm
much
so
a like,
honored.
oh man, you know what would be really funny kind of thought.
It
so.
felt like a collaboration, and
no,
that's how the
yeah,
best
yeah.
things happen.
Oh, this is
It's
great.
okay, I followed you off too.
But now,
Oh,
now,
no.
now that we've done it, we're hungry, so we should
That's right.
we should get some more hot shots through here. What?
Someone
Why
just-
have you stopped?
There was
That
a
man's telling you to brake, but also
I thought they were drive-throughs. Are they stop and goes? What's happening?
I think this
He'll
was...
move. Just push through him.
he might have a real black flag. Can we have an incident count on potato lobster?
Was it a series of bad things?
No, that's son. What did you do?
I don't know.
That won't count as stopping because you stopped.
I think,
Yeah. So that was a drive-through pit, not.
I think he's pitting instead of a drive-through.
You,
But
you should rev your engine and signal to the man he's about to get hit.
yeah, unfortunately, the car's up on jacks at the moment, so there's not a whole lot he
Well,
can
if
do
you
about
spin the wheels, they will let you out.
it. IRL, maybe.
So a piece of education we need to remind everyone of before
Go
the.
back to the racing while we're...
You want to see that, or you want to see this?
There we go.
You didn't like Pop One?
I love Potato Lobster. He's a good guy, but I need to watch his car get worked on.
Picky.
Did something happen to Dr. Gould?
Something absolutely happened to Dr. Gould,
And with a 0 incident count, what happened out
and
there?
we've missed it.
Was it just a really big spin?
Could we get Dr. Gould's helmets across? Let's see what's going on here.
We're having such a good time here hanging out and talking about dirtfish and rally racing and all this stuff. We forgot that we're actually supposed to be watching a race.
Yeah, we
This
are.
is just what happens when I'm
Yeah.
around.
Huh. We're having trouble queuing him up. I hope it. There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Well, his car has 4 wheels. Still has its wing.
Kind of looks like he's backed off though. Like this doesn't. It feels like it lacks the aggression he had at the beginning of the race.
His incident count's low. 0, in fact, I think.
But the Veloster looks good.
I mean, do you want to tell him? You lose a lot of time when you move slowly.
This is what I really Richo said.
It's okay to go fast.
Yeah. What is it you said while we were hanging out earlier? Like, well, if you're trying to go fast, why would you go slow?
Yeah.
Which I think
Hold on,
is.
it's in my description.
Oh, we
Ain't
just
going with
Conan's
Utah
bombed
here.
through there, right past Potato Lobster.
Don't make a mistake.
He's currently sitting in position 2 with 3 minutes remaining on the clock.
And so, I guess I still have some questions about the simulation. So, models sort of like tie aware.
Yep.
Like,
Absolutely.
so like, does suspension cook? Like, how deep does this thing
I
go?
don't believe the suspension is going to cook. You don't have to worry about like overheating your dampers or cavitation or anything like that. You can absolutely overheat your brakes, and you can absolutely overheat and wear your tires and wear them at different rates and so on.
And it does reasonable calculations of damage based on impact, velocity, and location, but like there's no deformation of parts, and so it's more like a binary: does the wheel work or
Yeah,
does
is
not
it
the wheel
Yeah.
work? Yeah.
Also, for the purposes of our racing, we have damage turned off.
Yeah, yeah.
So if an impact is big enough, you might see the bumper go flying, but then it's just going to sort of pop back into existence and everything's fine.
I love that effect personally.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no! Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
We have a similar deal, but it just cost me money.
Yeah.
You just put it back together with
Yeah,
zip ties,
yeah,
let's be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Advanced fairing fasteners, we call them in the motorcycle
Let's
world.
get the scorecard up here. Let's do our prediction at the end of the race here. It looks like we are going to most likely.
Chris Tompkins, it looks like.
Wait, there we go. I was
wait,
going to say
no.
what the fuck. Oh, we were looking at the wrong thing.
We were looking at the wrong
There we
thing.
go.
We're doing great.
It is, in fact, Dr. Gould up front, followed by Conan in Tonight We Race Pod 4, and then Knox, Tom, offside person in third, and Space Punies. I don't think he's got a shot. Well, you know what?
You're pretty close.
He actually might
Not
pull
if
a
Kyle
position
has something
out
to
of
do with
this.
it.
He's within spitting distance.
He's
Of...
a pretty aggressive.
Oh, and there's been an
There's your shot,
impact,
buddy.
And Space Ponies keeps it together.
Oh,
Oh, he's not giving it up
There's
like
no
that.
way I could take
Wow.
You just gotta let off the
How I
gas.
expected that to go.
Let me get by on this straight.
That was. I mean, the timing was impeccable.
Well, that's just one of those things you have lifelong regrets about.
I mean, he's thinking pretty hard about that move.
He's sizing him up.
Which in fairness, is clearly, like, we know now that he's sizing up a maniac who is not afraid to get in a very serious car accident.
Everything gets weird on your last lap. Marbles, marbles, marbles. He
Yeah.
can pull this off.
I do believe a famous racing driver once said something about going for gaps in cars while passing.
Didn't he die in a wreck?
Unrelated.
The Mayo guy? What are you?
I mean, it's impressive. Like, we're seeing people moving in to try and protect the draft. How strongly enforced is like a move under braking enforced here?
Yeah, so in...
Oh!
Oh, my goodness.
And he's going to follow him off a little bit there.
You got to get his insurance information, man. You can't just go. So in addition to like off the track and collisions and the things that the system can get, there is a robust protest system within iRacing where every race is recorded in its totality. You can file a protest, and a whole bunch of actual race marshals will pull that up, review the footage, and they will say, was this an at-fault, was this not an at-fault? And if it is an at-fault, the iRacing marshals will actually take the person who did that, like disable their account for a week and say, you fucked up. We want you to learn some shit. Like, read this, watch this, read this. We want to see you back in a week, and we want to see you racing clean.
It's impressive. I like it.
And then we welcome you back with warm arms.
Why does Conan's account work?
Well, that's the secret. He's not on his account. He's on.
That's why his name is Tonight We Race, number 2.
Good job, Tom. Sorry about that.
He got a very good job.
Tried to drive off the campground.
They always tell him that.
These accounts are commercial accounts.
Gotcha.
And that has some
really nice.
advantages
I thought it was
and
gonna have
disadvantages.
on the outside.
They are totally
Can we
exempt
get results?
from race
That was a
marshalling
great
altogether.
More
But that means
frustrated
we
to
have
not
to
know
do
the
the
prison.
race marshalling.
Gotcha.
I get it.
And that's going to be Dr. Gould taking a second pole tonight, followed by Conan in position 2, and he needs to hold on to those points, and then offside, Tom/Knox. A fantastic finish for the pod drivers, and that, of course, brings us to the end of the actual show for tonight. So I'm actually going to remember on time to hit button number 1,
Wow.
which is going to launch the closing credits.
Wow.
Folks,
Fancy.
I am so thrilled that you came out tonight. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richo. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Bulls. Thanks to our local and remote drivers. Tonight We Race is a community experience. We race as a community. We plan as a community, and we are here to, if not necessarily make you a better driver, then at least let you enjoy your evenings more than you might have otherwise. And so, if you would like to be part of this ridiculousness, either if you're in the Pacific Northwest as a local driver in one of our pods or in one of our remote leagues, which you can basically see what that's all about right here. We would love to have you, and the place you get started on that is, of course, our Discord server, which is unfortunately linked in every conceivable place on our copy.
Or
So-
if you're a real-world racing driver or highly respected national champion, and you're passing through and want to come hang out.
Yeah, the bar, I guess, has kind of been raised. So thank you, everyone. We will see you next week for episode 4 of season 3. We will have the scores up on the website here very shortly, and we will see you soon. And we're out.
That was fun.
Thank you, everyone. Great show.
That was super neat.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, great to see you around.
And just for the sake of posterity, this runs for a couple seconds, and all the alerts are still being sent out to the internet. So this is where if you want to accidentally swear, like this is where you can do
Man,
that.
now we're out and it's very different.